Going on, Frank? I've been around. I don't know. They put you all in here. We don't. This is the first time I came to this room.
You put them in a side room.
Yeah.
This is a witness protection program.
I was over there by your lecture. It was really nice. Enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Yeah. The one.
Is your wife on with you?
She's around. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her.
Yeah, we were both there yesterday. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, the one point nobody pointed out was that I guess it was House of Dracula that at the end they reused the stock footage from Ghost of Frankenstein. So Lon Chaney did play in that movie both the Wolfman and the monster. Technically, well, not he didn't play it in there, but they used it. You know.
I think there's also a clip of Carlo.
I think so too. Yeah.
There's actually 3 different.
But that was House of Dracula or House of I think it was House of Dracula.
Is it?
House of Dracula has Strange, Carlo.
Yeah, that's right.
Edelman has like the flashback or the dream. I think as he's reading the notes or.
Yeah. I've seen House of Frankenstein a lot more times than I've seen House of Dracula for some reason. I don't know.
How's things in the prison?
I have a captive audience there. So. Actually, you know who I brought over there to give a lecture was Thom Shubilla.
Where's the prison?
It's near Scranton, so he lives in the area. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'll throw this out.
Yeah.
Next year, the Bash here, and the Mid-Atlantic Nostalgia Conference in Baltimore are only a week apart. So we have a week between.
Okay.
If you'd like me to come to Scranton and give a talk.
They don't pay anything, but you could come. You'd be free to come. Yeah, they would love that.
Believe me, if you double what Bob gives me, it's still nothing. Why not?
Yeah, so I could send you there's some paperwork to do, and I could send that to you. Yeah.
So, but you have to pick out what you want me to talk about.
Oh, it's whatever you want. You got plenty of stuff, and then.
Yeah, but you have to show the movie. You can show the.
Oh yeah.
It's safer there than it is outside. Believe me.
Yeah. No,
But you have to show the movie so they know what the hell I'm talking about.
Maybe we could do that. We'd have to. There would be a discussion whether we do it. It wouldn't be my department. It would either be the education department or the activities department, because I run the religion department. So the activities department actually has money for. You could actually ask them for a few dollars and they would pay you. Because I've been trying to tell Mr. Lobo to do that because there was a comedian who got fired. He was doing shows all over the Commonwealth, making a lot of money, and then he told a dirty joke and someone got offended and he got.
I won't take any money. But if I buy a set of my books and I'll do anything.
Yeah. Well, we have all the books already. I don't know which ones we're missing yet.
No, I mean for the prison library.
Oh, for the prison library.
Because those guys read a lot. Right?
Oh yeah. Well, that would be through the education department. They have the library.
Well, I'll leave it up to you.
Again, I can help you get the paperwork done and put you in contact with either the activities. The education department was the one she was excited to have Thom come in, and he's coming back. He did Black History Month program last time. He did three lectures in a row of blacks in films, and now he's coming back in October. I just hope he doesn't come back on Thursdays or Fridays in October, because those are all the Jewish holidays. I hope he's coming like either a Monday or Tuesday. Thom Shubilla. Yeah.
The guy that wrote the slides.
Yeah.
He was in here. The guy was selling.
Yeah, he has his books he sells. So he lives near that area. So and he did, and they loved it. The guys, because that's something they don't have to do. That's just something for fun, and the guys who are into it were really into it. So, but we could probably. He showed clips of all the movies. He didn't show a whole movie, but he put together a slideshow with clips.
Well, if you show the movie I talk about before I talk about it, that would be good.
What I could arrange to do is show it on the inmate channel. That it would be broadcast across. They have to pay for it.
Okay.
And they have to pay for the cable. But yeah,
What if they get a better deal than we do?
the cable is definitely a better. The cable is definitely a better deal. The TVs are these weird clear TVs, so they can't hide anything inside but the cable is only $14 a month, and then we run religious services runs a channel, and activities runs a channel. So activities, they used to get the Netflix DVDs come in, and they would. But now that Netflix doesn't do DVDs anymore, they got there's some other company that picked up all the prisons for that, and they send it. And then what I do is I download from YouTube, which is I guess technically illegal, but I ask permission from the copyright people, and I put it up. And I got in trouble for that. I've been doing that for 4 years now since COVID started, and then a couple weeks ago, one website I was using to download stopped working. I Googled another website, I clicked on it, and they were like, that's a malicious website. It's taking your computer away, and all stuff that I'd worked on the last 6 years, like some books that I wrote, but I donated copies to the prison library to say it was work-related, but they said, and the thing was, it was all, that particular thing was definitely work-related. That was because I was downloading the videos, and they were like, oh, it's illegal, you can't do that. And so I have a brand new computer. It's the same computer, but a new system running, so. But I learned how to self-publish on Amazon. It's really easy. Yeah, and you don't have to put any money up front. You know, when you want author copies, I don't know if they're more expensive than what you get, but they come out nice. Yeah, they come out beautiful. Yeah, and it's like the author copy is like usually around $8 and change plus shipping. And the shipping, they don't give you free shipping. No, if you what you could do. What I saw with the softcover books is I could actually make temporarily the price the lowest possible, and then with Prime it comes a couple of cents lower than than the author. Like the author copies are like, whoa, who gave that to you?
It was $3. It's 35 millimeter trailer.
Can we not have a 35 millimeter projector? We have an 8 millimeter projector.
Hold up to a light bulb
Yeah.
and just do it really fast.
Yeah.
Monsters versus Aliens, well, that's a classic.
Well, it's cool to have.
Oh yeah, it's only $3. So.
Yeah, and this was made in 2008.
Yeah, so it's a new movie. All right, good to see you all. Are you coming back in October or November? No. Yeah, we're doing all three this
We
year.
are going in October. Well, my buddy Josh Kennedy's going to be here.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
going to show House of Gorgon again. So
He's coming out with a new movie, isn't he?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure.
I
if
know
they're
he's
gonna show
coming
the
out
new
with one, but I don't know when he's
He's
going to be done with
working on
it.
Mantipus.
Yeah.
He's always working
Yeah.
on something. He's working on literally multiple projects at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
But I don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
But I think he might be showing Mantipus in the
Oh,
fall.
okay.
He might be, but I'm not 100% sure on that. House of Gorgon, they are going to show
Oh, okay.
for sure.
I'm looking forward to August. That's going to be fun. All the dinosaur movies. August in Ohio at the. Did you go to Ohio last year? At the theater, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not last year, we went.
Oh, 2 years
to
ago.
go see things.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you lectured there 2 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. So they're doing dinosaurs this year. They're going to show. The second day, they're going to show The Lost World, the most complete print that they found with a lot more organ accompaniment. Yeah. So I don't. Solomon never came to that theater because it's walking back and forth, from. But I don't know. I also like there's a synagogue near there, and I could go in the morning, and they serve a nice lunch afterwards. So like 2 years ago, I went, and I just went for the prayers, and I didn't stay to eat. And I went back to the hotel, whatever and then last year I stayed to eat, and it was great spread. I was like, I know it was a long walk because we don't drive on Saturday, but it was about 45-minute walk each way. But like, I hope my whole family comes with me to eat because at least come for the food if they're not going to come for the service. Yeah, because we couldn't fit in one car, the whole family. We left one of the kids with my mom, and I thought more than one was going to stay. And then a friend of mine is getting married today, and it's like kind of on the way home, so I'm going to stop there. I'll see if I make it in time. And you guys are driving back?
You brought up 80 books.
Yeah.
That's about 200 pounds.
Wow.
So I can't fly with that.
Yeah.
And if I ship the books up, I would never ship enough to
Yeah.
get sold out because it just wouldn't ship them.
Yeah. I gotta see from Millie which ones we don't have, because she reads all your book constantly. I know she read Vampire Over London a bunch of times, and my wife, yeah.
And she saved me.
Oh yeah.
Because when I said that Twins Falls, I was thinking Utah, even though I knew it was Idaho. I was going to say Utah, and she shouted out Idaho.
Well, she grew up in Idaho Falls, Idaho, not far from Twin Falls. Yeah.
She saved me.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting. The map you made with all the different European.
Everybody loves that map.
Because my grandfather's family, they came from Hungary, and it would be Pennsylvania area where my grandfather's family came from. He was born here already, but his parents came from. It's now, I guess now it would be Romania, but they consider themselves Hungarian. You know, they spoke Hungarian. Yeah. Yeah.
They all have
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been to Hungary. I've been to Poland. Obviously, one side of my family's from Poland, Polakowski. That's more than one side, because my grandmother's family also, they were from not far from here, like the northern part of Pennsylvania. They came, I think, before the Civil War from Poland. I found their graves in the Jewish cemetery. And I'm trying to remember, it's the town where the Zippo lighter factory is. It's in McKean County. It's called Bradford, Pennsylvania, which is not Bradford County. That's further east, but it's interesting little town, and really cute town there. And so I visited there 3 times, and I brought my mom over there. She'd never been there. It was my grandmother's grandparents and great grandparents. So that 5-6 generations back that they came over. And so I've been to Poland. We've been to Czech Republic. Millie and I both were in the Czech Republic. You've been to Prague? Prague is beautiful.
We love Prague.
Yeah.
And Budapest is very nice.
Yeah, I'd like to go. I'd like to go to Hungary. I'd like to. Oh yeah.
Just look at the draw though. It could have been sunny.
Yeah. Well, I was in Poland. Would be probably March, and it was just nothing, just flat farmland. I was in Ukraine once. That was nice. Was in Ukraine once, and on the way back from Ukraine, we stopped in the Netherlands, and that looked like a cartoon. That was so clean and beautiful. We just had a stopover, but we because we had a few hours stopover, we went to go visit a Jewish cemetery and come back to the airport. That was what I remember. Near Amsterdam. Yeah, the airport was in Amsterdam, so we were right outside Amsterdam. We wanted to go to another cemetery, but it was too far to make it there and back. But we went to, that was, because that was when we go pilgrimages to different cemeteries, so.
You visit cemeteries every year?
Pretty much.
You ever been to Milan?
No.
If you get to Milan, you got to see the Monument Cemetery.
Yeah.
It's a competition so we can have a
Really?
ornate headstone.
Yeah.
Oh, it's impressive. Yeah, you look it up online. You go there. Wow.
Yeah,
These monuments cost more than my house.
Wow. Yeah, I'd like to go to Italy. My father's mother, her parents were from Italy. All my grandparents were born here somehow. So I'm quarter Italian, quarter Hungarian. I guess a quarter Polish, quarter German. That was all. No, my one uncle did. But, yeah. I did. There's a genealogy website, and I found, like the story of the golem, right? So the rabbi who they say made the golem, who's in Prague, that I found in my ancestry.
We were in Prague on the tour.
Yeah.
And I said to you see the golem? She goes, you know about that? Yeah, I know. And she brought us there. And there's a gift shop, but the gold looked like a lump of clay.
Yeah.
Not very attractive.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see the guy from the movie.
They had the real golem in the back. They charge you $5 extra to see it.
Yeah. Well, they say there's the attic. They don't let anybody up there.
We posted a picture of the cinema.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be in the attic, but nobody gets up there.
Yeah. I prayed there because during the day it's a museum, and then in the morning and evening they have services there, and that was special.
Maybe if we go with you, you can get it.
They say that the Nazis went up there and he woke up and chased them out, and that's why Prague didn't get destroyed. That's the legend that goes around.
You could make a movie out of that.
Yeah,
I need to tell Josh about that story.
Yeah, because everywhere else got destroyed. You know, like that's why Poland is all new. Everything was destroyed, and Prague is the one city that just you have that one church that has the animatronics.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Oh yeah.
That was. Yeah, and how they did that back then, I don't know.
No, that's in my new book. That's in my new book. Yeah, that's the book I'm working on now. That's the picture of that.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Did anybody give you any title ideas?
What?
Did anybody give you any title ideas about the?
I'm gonna make my rounds with you guys as well. Hello. How you doing? How are you? Oh no, we're 1-1. Did you ever see your father in The Sons of Liberty? It's on YouTube actually.
Really?
Yeah, The Sons of Liberty. Yeah.
What's on YouTube?
The Sons of Liberty, where Claude Rains plays Time Solomon.
The man who was most responsible, somebody who the Congress said he's more important to Washington.
Yeah,
he got the money.
He paid for it, and he died with no money. He died penniless.
You know, everybody thought it was my mother who was Jewish.
Right, yeah.
Okay? And my father played a number of Jews.
Oh, really?
One of them was Mr. Skeffington.
Oh, that's
You know
right.
Mr. Skeffington.
Yeah.
And so people thought he was Jewish. And he was invited to some kind of banquet, and I was with him. I don't remember what it was for. And Herman Wouk was sitting next to him.
Who was?
Herman Wouk.
Oh, wow.
And they were at a
Oh my. Oh.
So
Don't be so theatrical on your storytelling.
on the next to everybody's place, who was sitting on that was a yarmulke. And my father turned to Herman Wouk, knowing full well what it was, and said to him, "What am I supposed to do with this?"
That's funny. Did you grow up with any religious observance? Nothing. Interesting.
My father sang in an Episcopal choir
Right.
when he was a child.
Yeah.
But he had no religious background.
And your mother had any?
My mother had none, but I always felt very Jewish.
Yeah.
And when we went to Israel, I took my daughter to Israel when she was like 13.
Oh wow.
And I really thought to myself, if I had to leave where I am now, which at the time was New York, California, I would feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
Not now.
Right. Yeah. I was there for a year and a half. I went to school there. Yeah. I went to school there.
My mother
I have a tissue from your first bag where you put them.
the bag. My mother, my mother married a man after my relationship with my father broke up. A man who was Jewish and who was one of many children and raised.
So late. I'm joking. As quick as that, sweetie, could have done it.
Like the secretary to Rabbi Shearson in New York.
Oh wow.
When he was like 18.
Wow.
It was like he
Yeah.
went around with him. And it was when she married Henry that I had my
Do
first
this.
bagel.
Let's.
Oh, wow. That area where you grew up in Pennsylvania, so you know that's where they filmed The Blob.
See, that's what happens when you're
Like Downtown and that area, yeah. But they do Blob Fest over there in Phoenixville. So that was near. Oh yeah, we were there last weekend.
Yeah, that was.
You've seen the movie The Blob? They showed last night.
Oh, I know what we could do.
Steve McQueen. Have you seen the movie The Blob?
Yes, but a long
right here.
time ago.
Right. So that was filmed in that area in Chester County. So that was because there was one fellow used to come here all the time. He passed away last year. His father was the director at The Blob.
Don't use these. I have others.
No, this one's
So,
fine.
No, it's not. It's wrinkled on the top.
so that was
When they put the Bob on TV for the first time,
Yeah.
Steve McQueen, who now had a lot of money,
Right.
It was great. Who had a
yeah.
Hollywood paper, and it said, fellow actors and actresses. That's what females were actresses.
Right. Yeah.
Fellow actors and actresses. Remember, you were all young and hungry once too.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the story that Chris used to tell us about Steve McQueen. That he stayed in their house, and then he said one day his mom said, "Can you go to the candy store, pick something up, and so bring me." And so Chris's mom and Chris, they were in the car with Steve McQueen, and they said he went like 80 miles an hour around a really tight turn to see what he could do with the car, and she was like, "You're never getting in the car with Steve McQueen again."
By the way, speaking about religious upbringing,
Yeah.
I had some religion in my house.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't believe it. Every year we had a Christmas tree.
I did too. My father was Catholic and my mother was
My
Jewish.
father was Jewish and my mother was Jewish.
Yeah.
But no offense to Jews,
Right.
obviously. But how should I say? A Christmas tree is just prettier than a fancy candlestick. No matter how you want
Yeah.
I mean, candlesticks are nice, but you know. So you want to make movies?
This is my son.
And you want to make movies, huh?
You see something you want here?
Okay. John was telling me you love Greg Evans.
Well, not only did Claude Rains play Chaim Solomon, but Vincent Price played Rabbi Sheshes. So,
Who cares about Vincent Price?
yeah, I know, but I'm saying I know, but the two Invisible Men, they both played colonial.
Yeah, so that's really what it is.
Right.
I mean, it's nice to say two, for her especially, but come on.
Where'd Victoria go? I've seen her here.
But you know how in Hollywood you know if you should do a sequel or not.
Yeah,
You wait 2 weeks and look at the box office.
yeah. Well, this was 7 years later before they made a
Well, it's
sequel.
because the box is, you know.
Yeah, but the original
That's how
is
they do
beautiful.
They didn't sequels quite so much back in those days.
Yeah.
Now it's simple. Movie comes out. They took.
Well, they made Son of Kong that same year, also in
They
'33.
also they made how many copies of they did on the third Titanic? No, not Titanic. The one where he goes to the other, you know, where they go to the planet and they have the green people with the tails. The house grossing film of all time.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Avatar,
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the third
the
remake.
third one.
How much
Yeah.
money this guy need?
I never saw the first one.
How much? When I saw it, it was okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but how much? Matter of fact, it got so bad at one point. Bill Cosby, who used to be, you could use his name, right?
I work in the prison system. He almost came to my jail.
In L.A., you mean?
What?
In L.A.
Bill Cosby?
In L.A.
No, he lives in Pennsylvania. He lives in Philly.
Oh,
So he
in L.A.
he was supposed to be.
Oh no, that's a different now.
Yeah, no. Bill Cosby was supposed to be. He was in a prison near Philly, and they were going to send him to my prison because we have like a geriatric ward in the prison, and he's legally blind. But the prison he went to, he thought to be closer to home. It wasn't that far, but and there's a veterans block where he is. So where he was, he got out. But
Yeah, I know. But anyhow, he made a movie called, I don't remember the name of it, something 7.
yeah,
It was the only one.
Leonard Part 7.
Yes, Proud 7. And he did it as a
Yeah,
joke,
yeah.
which nobody understood by the
Yeah.
way. The inside jokes are
And they
great.
said that was one of the worst movies. I never saw that one. But
It's most inside jokes are great.
Yeah.
With the big insiders. So everybody else is like, huh?
Right.
Did I miss 6 of these?
Yeah.
He was a great comedian.
Yeah.
He also played the first black guy who wasn't the jock on Spy. He was,
Right.
he was the manager's agent,
Right.
Bill Cook, who was a tennis player.
Yeah.
And it was also not a comedy, and he was black.
Right. Right.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
He used to be so bad. Dinah Shaw, who everybody loved, right?
Yeah.
She had everybody funny on the show.
Right.
And he's having a song, and she's next to him, face forward, she went like this.
Right.
That's what she did.
Right.
Not like that, with her hand on his arm.
Yeah.
That one sudden statement, sure. Cancel the show. That was a long time ago, but even so, you can't touch a black man on TV.
Horrible.
And I'll tell you, because you're Jewish, and like this. People say Hitler did no good. I said, no, he did one good thing. One good thing.
Yeah.
He drove anti-Semitism. Not got rid of it, but he drove it underground.
Yeah.
You never saw signs after Hitler
Yeah.
that said, no dogs, haters of Jews.
Yeah.
So signs went away.
Yeah.
Anti-Semitism did. They still went the Jews into the park, but
Right.
the signs went away.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Until Trump brought it back into the open.
I mean, he opened up his what do you call it? His country clubs to Jews and blacks when nobody else would at the time. So.
Give me a break. You're going to say, oh yeah, right. You hear his last speech? I know it's going to be okay because God was, it wasn't a Jehovah God. It was,
I mean, his kids are Jewish. His grandkids are Jewish.
no,
yeah.
one kid.
Yeah.
No, actually not, because the mother, come on, you know you're Jewish.
Well, if you convert, my wife converted, and if you convert,
Mother, not the father.
yeah, but she converted properly. She had an Orthodox conversion. She's observant. And
Now I do have
everything.
two-thirds.
I don't want to talk about
I have
politics.
two things about Judaism. I got two theories about Jews, both in your life.
Yeah.
One is the reason it goes to the mother is back.
What's that?
The reason it only goes to the mother, not the father.
Yeah.
Way back when you had kings, and Israel was a kingdom. And how you made alliances is you married your son to the daughter, or the children-in-law. So when the Canaanite king said, let's get married, my daughter will marry your son, he'd say, well, you can't, because then the child can't become a king.
Right.
So let my daughter marry your son. The guy not being as bright as a Jew said, okay. Not thinking about the fact that who raises a kid, basically.
Yeah.
Servants and the mother. The father doesn't even know who are the
Yeah. Well, I was with Jezebel. She was.
So, therefore, that's why they did to the mother. So all the political marriages had to be the Jewish one was the wife.
Yeah.
And when you marry, you couldn't marry, because that way, I think they did it on purpose, probably not, but it would be nice if they
It's
did.
interesting.
The other one is after 1,500, 2,000 years,
Yeah.
the brightest Jews become rabbis, so they taught and have a lot of children. The brightest Christians
Became priests and didn't have any
priests,
kids.
because so they can learn how to read and they had no kids.
Yeah.
Well, for you get 1,500 years of generations and it might change the IQ a lot. That's
Well, it was
I'm
only,
being a little
yeah.
facetious.
Well, I mean, it was only. I think it was only 800 years ago that Catholic Church said priests couldn't get married because in the Russian Orthodox Church the priests could be married
Why
only
they couldn't get married?
because of the inheritances, the money, the inheritances.
No, not inheritance.
Yeah.
The church had to feed the priest,
Right.
right? Give him a place to live.
Right. So they wanted to
If
feed
you're not married,
them.
there's a priest. If you're married, there's a priest, his wife, and his 3 kids.
Yeah.
Of course, 4 times as much money.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
What? In LA, you know LA at all? We live in the Venice Canal.
Do you have any indication that has trouble here when, like, we have the California suddenly there's this
They got no Jews here.
Well, I live in upstate New York, near the border, but
you're not from here.
no, we're about 6 hours east from here.
You
So
were in Pennsylvania.
I'm right by the border of Pennsylvania, New York. I work for the Commonwealth. I'm a prison chaplain.
That's why I thought you were.
Yeah. So I live right by near Scranton, and where I live is actually the town of Bethel. That's where Woodstock took place in 1969. That's where I live. Yeah. So whenever they have concerts there now, and whenever there's a concert, there's traffic coming home. So but that's
a Pennsylvanian told me this joke.
Yes.
You know, my always thing about Pennsylvania is it's a straight state. You have Carnegie in the east and DuPont in the west.
Yeah.
Divided right down the center. He said, no, we're divided in thirds. He says, we got the Philadelphia in the east. What city are we? Pittsburgh in the west.
Right.
And in the middle, you have Alabama.
You have Alabama.
Now, he told me the joke. I didn't make it up. So I'm giving him credit. He's also Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And there's, I guess, some truth to it, huh?
I don't know. I mean, like say in the prison where I work, I supervise all the different religions. I'm the boss for all the different priests and the imam and the Indian chief I get along very well with the Muslim community there. They're mostly African American inmates, and then the imam is Turkish. And the Turkish imams are very liberal in their approach to Islam. Like they're strictly religious Muslims, but they're much more open to interfaith work and things.
What's funny about that whole Israel Muslim thing is in the old days, Muhammad, like 200-300 years after Muhammad, you had two things. They conquered something. If you were a Jew, they taxed you. If you were a Christian, they killed you. Okay? Or you converted or they killed you. Become a Muslim or chop your head off. The Jews,
as long as
his brother,
you pay the tax,
Abraham and whoever started the Muslim religion,
Muhammad,
brother, right? Who's Abraham's brother? Ishmael.
Yeah.
So they got along with the Jews in that sense. Kind of changed in the last
about 100 years, probably.
Political,
with Israel, because of Israel.
So Israel's the enemy. So doesn't matter what we do to you. We're not Jews.
They're going to kick us out.
But originally it was they got along.
And then the other interesting group
That's politics, but not politics.
the interesting group we have in the prison are Norse pagans, and some of them have a reputation of being anti-Semitic and have only gotten along well with them. Norse, like they worship Odin and Thor, and
what?
They worship like Odin and Thor. Like
why is that? Wait,
that's a religion.
Why is that paganism?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Would you call someone who believed in the Greek gods, who was Greek, would you call him a pagan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about a Christian who believes in three gods? Are they pagans?
That's a different question.
By
our standards, maybe, but
pagans?
except they made up the word. So like they originally, the word pagan just meant like the people from the countryside who didn't convert to Christianity.
Barbarian men originally?
What's that?
You know, barbarian men.
I mean, someone who didn't speak Latin.
They don't know. Oh, they don't speak Greek.
Oh, who didn't speak Greek? Yeah. And the way they spoke was like bar.
Well, Germans and they didn't speak Greek. They were barbarians.
Right. So that was. So again, this particular group in the prison has a reputation of anti-Semitism, and I never encountered it.
Wiccans?
Yeah, from there, and so what happened was our Norse pagan priest got in trouble. He was like bringing stupid stuff in or something, so he got kicked out. We were down in Florida. My wife's a motivational speaker. She tells the story how.
Aren't you supposed to have a little thing on your head?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I have the fur hat also, and I have the shtreimel also.
And the boy who's here every day.
Yeah. 2 boys here, and 4 girls are here. Yeah.
The question was,
So we were down in Florida, and I got the email that the Norse pagan priest got fired. So the first person I got called on the phone was a Wiccan priest who used to volunteer, and I said, you want a job? I said, yeah, that was in December. They say he can start August 1st. So it was that much work to get him to come in once a month.
There was a guy who graduated from MIT, PhD in math, and he came from this the black neighborhood in
Harlem.
And he said, okay, I come from down, I'll go for 2 or 3 years, get back to my education. And they said, love it. You got to take a year and a half worth of classes. He said, I have a PhD in math. He said, but that doesn't matter. You need that. He said, okay, fine. I won't do it. I won't volunteer. I'll go get a job with, MIT and be paid, 10 times that you're going to pay me.
Right.
Bye-bye. Now that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, New York State, it's a crazy place. I had a friend of mine.
This is a city, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah. He, maybe why in the city. He was working for the Army as a civilian out in Colorado as an exterminator. And he wanted...
It is the Army, isn't it? I mean, what's the Army does two things, right? If it's physical, they break it. If it's breathing, they kill it.
Well, but it was
that's the job of the Army.
He was killing like groundhogs.
Okay.
So he came or prairie dogs. He said the prairie dogs and the armadillos spread the plague, so they have to kill them off. And he went out and he came to New York because he wanted to convert to Judaism. And he wanted to join the Hasidic community, but he wanted a job. He figured he'd be an exterminator. They said, well, you have to apprentice for 3 years before you can get your license. He's like, I already have my license. I work for the federal government. It doesn't matter. You have to start from scratch. We won't recognize anything you did in Colorado. So he's like, forget that. I don't know what he's doing now, but I haven't talked to him in a couple of years. But
the worst thing about the religion, laws about religion, is all these psychiatrists and psychologists says, LSD and peyote are very good for treatment of certain kind of mental illness.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. It's illegal.
Yeah.
A bunch of Indians go and they say, literally, the argument was, we think, keyword, think, that consuming peyote helps us see our God.
Right.
Well, that's religion. Okay, you guys can take
I
peyote.
didn't know they went that far.
What?
Company called What?
That's religious freedom. I don't know. I appreciate it.
Carried a little bit of an extreme. I think drugs should be legal. That's a different conversation.
Yeah. That's I can. We have been here this is the 10th year we've come. We came one time. I told my wife there was a particular TV star was here. We had seen him in a different show down in Philly. It was Joel Hodgson from Mystery Science Theater 3000. I don't know if you know that show. It was a show in the 90s where they would watch bad movies and make jokes about it. He had puppets of robots. And
we have a show in LA with a girl. Same thing, same show, but it's kind of
well, this was a national show. This was on Comedy Central, and I said to my wife, I said, you want to get in the car? It's about a 6-hour drive. We'll leave after the Sabbath. We'll come to Pittsburgh for this show. And she said, yes. I was just joking. So we got here, and Rico Browning was here, who played the creature from the Black Lagoon, and Jay North, who played Dennis the Menace in the 50s. And then there was these comedians who were imitating Abbott and Costello, and it was just a phenomenal show, and all the movies, and we were like, this is really nice, let's come back next year. We came back the following year, and then we realized it's in a hotel anyway, we can stay here for Shabbos, so that's what we...
It's not exactly a heavily Jewish crowd, by the way. I assume you noticed that, huh?
Yeah, well, there's a few guys here.
And it's Jessica, what are you doing?
Making a mess.
Because one of the authors here is Thom Shubilla. He's Jewish, and
no, I didn't say zero. But it's not a heavily.
Yeah.
The woman who makes the bags.
Yeah, Terry. She's Jewish. Yeah.
Well, you got Jessica Rain too.
Yeah.
I did him. I thought I was the only Jew.
Yeah. No, we had one time.
So somebody else came in there. They had to pay us in on.
It was, yeah. I'm not sure. There was
a wife and 2 kids or something.
Really, I didn't.
She had the kids that were.
My kids, no.
No, because it wasn't you.
Really? Oh, that's interesting.
I only saw
But
one.
we've seen his son.
Yeah,
I know.
I have 2 sons here.
His son has hair. It's not.
Yeah. Well, I have another son with the curly payas. Yeah. And then there was one fellow here. He's an author. He wrote a book about the Bowery Boys. And they had him come up to speak, and it was Shabbos morning, and they handed him a microphone. He said no, he wouldn't touch the microphone. And then I saw he had the yarmulke on. I was like, oh, I'm not the only one here.
Now, you explain. I understand that the logically.
What's with the microphone?
it's a Sabbath.
Yeah, it's a Sabbath. They don't use any electricity, electronics. I
I can't
hold.
drive a car because of the spark plug. Give me a break. I'd still, trust me, nowhere
Yeah.
on the tour does it say spark
Yeah.
plugs are
Right.
not kosher.
So
It just doesn't
well, it
exist.
says don't burn any fire, and it's a combustion engine. So that's
It's a spark plug.
yeah.
It's a little,
Yeah.
you know.
And the other thing is you're only allowed to travel so far. If you're within the city limits. So I kind of agree with you at certain points that these electronic things are really not a violation of Sabbath because they didn't exist back
I
then.
understood that Moses came down with
Yeah.
3 tablets and dropped one. But I
that's
don't think the
Mel
other 5
Brooks,
was
yeah.
no electricity.
Yeah. So one of the ways I look, because I remember one time, I live in a little rural area, and there was someone stealing copper wires, copper pipes in the town. So I said to the police officer, I was like, it was Shabbos morning, I saw a guy that looked kind of suspicious, but it was Sabbath, I couldn't call you anything. He's like, well, could you write it down? I said, no, that's even worse, because writing existed back then. The telephone, I could, say, well, that didn't exist back then, because it was the same thing. We have a farmer up the road, very religious Hasidic rabbi, and he's a farmer, and he says, on the Sabbath, it's better for him to milk the cows with the machine than by hand, because the machine is only one action, and the hand is every action that you're squeezing the cow.
You don't mind if I find this all a little strange, do you?
I don't know. I've been
You know why the Amish don't wear buttons?
Yeah, no.
Because the 16th century German police, why they left Germany, had big buttons on their uniform.
Yeah, and they didn't want to look like
300 years ago, 400 years ago. Maybe buttons have developed a little bit since then. Because they use, the iron hook and strings. A long time ago.
Have you been to the Amish country out here?
She used to live by there. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's right. You used to, you said you used to work over by the Amish country, yeah. The people, that's where Mr. Lobo, did you meet Mr. Lobo? He says his favorite Universal monster is the Invisible Man. He's a horror host. I was on his show. He's a funny character.
You think you're a horror monster?
What?
Did you think you're a monster?
No, but he's like a comedian, a hosting. So he has one of his characters which is just a potted plant that just sits there. It's not a puppet or anything. Just a regular potted plant, an artificial plant, sits there while he does his show. And the woman who gave it to him in California, the weather lady from the TV channel that he started the show in 25 years ago, she was Jewish. So he said, he called this potted plant Miss Mittens, and he says, well, Miss Mittens is Jewish because her mother is Jewish. So then he asked me a couple of years ago, he's like, Rabbi Joe, would you be Miss Mittens' rabbi on my show? I said, sure. So, and that's where his little studio is out in the middle of Amish country in Lancaster County, in Paradise, Pennsylvania. That's where.
We just watched Witness again last week.
Yeah.
And the best thing I think of Witness is when the little kid, the Witness.
I've never seen it.
The Amish.
Yeah, I know the story. Yeah.
And he walks up. There's a scene. So he walks up. Sees a counter, he walks up, there's a rabbi there, and he walks up and looks at him, and the rabbi looks at him like, no justice, are both in
Well, that's like the Frisco Kid. You ever saw the Frisco Kid at the beginning where, or then after Witness, then someone made, what is it called, A Stranger Among Us? You ever saw that picture? Yeah. Yeah, it was like
Nancy Street. There was a TV show. We like that. What happened in the second episode about a Orthodox Jewish girl who leaves it.
It was called Hester Street.
No, that was a movie.
Oh, okay.
And this is a TV show.
And
you remember it? And a couple years ago, he liked it. It never came back.
Oh, okay.
And there was some strange thing, and it got very complicated. I can't remember the plot. It was 2 or 3 years ago. I have trouble remembering what I ate for breakfast yesterday.
Well. Very nice. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming out here. I enjoyed your talk. My son asked a good question.
What was your son's question?
About if Claude Rain saved any of his props or costumes or anything. And it must have been interesting growing. I also grew up on a farm, and that was because my father was a cop. He got injured on duty, and we moved up to the farm in the Catskills.
I can show you The Chosen, right?
Was that The Chosen? Yeah.
I have a story about The Chosen. You may or may not know it. The two of them, Benson and whoever the other kid was.
Miller, I think his name was.
One was a method actor, really, there was a technique actor.
Yeah.
They got to the point with that last scene where he's saying goodbye to him after he gets his haircut.
Yeah.
You notice it, there's no two shots. It's over the shoulder because they wouldn't be on the set at the same time. So they didn't know. Over my shoulder, you talking, and over your shoulder, me talking, because they shot it in 2 separate days. It's a little Hollywood.
Wow, that's interesting. I mean, that's how Hollywood works. I mean, I remember.
Well, usually actors are willing to be on the set with each other.
On HBO was called The Plot Against America.
Yeah, well, it was, what's his name book? Ross book.
Yeah,
I wrote it.
So the HBO did a miniseries, 6-part miniseries. They said they were looking for, it was in our area, maybe an hour or two from our house. So they always know if they need a Hasidic extra, they call me and my kids and my wife and kids. So they paid for us to come up there, sit in an old car from the 40s. They drove us around 6, 7, 8 times around the lake, sitting in this old car. My wife and I were in one car, and 2 of my kids were in another car. They paid us each, whatever, $175. When it came out, we had HBO Max. We watched the whole thing. We found the scene where we were in. The windows were up. You couldn't see us. They paid us to sit there. You couldn't see us. And then, yeah.
What do you think of the fact? I would expect any of that, well, you drive through the Orthodox neighborhood in Jerusalem on a Sabbath, they throw stones at your car.
I never
Even
saw
if you're a tourist.
I never saw anybody throwing stones. Like I said, I lived there for a year and a half. I've seen people, I've seen cars driving through, and I've seen people scream, Shabbos, Shabbos. I never saw anyone, so I remember there's one, I remember there's one rabbi, his father is a big rabbi, and someone yelled Shabbos, and he yelled at the guy. He said, "Don't yell at them. They don't know what they're doing." He was.
Cute story.
You about your cousin?
What?
You about your cousin?
Yeah, did you tell him?
No, I was just saying, tell him a story about your cousin.
My mother married.
Because he may not like it because what you did.
Whose niece is a Sabra. She grew up there. And she is
City Council.
very instrumental in the movement to get women to be able to pray at the Wailing Wall.
Right,
They keep taking her off to prison and,
She was on the City Council. I mean, it wasn't that she was an unknown.
Demonstrating all the time. Oh, and not went to jail again.
I don't agree with that. I believe in religious
now they
freedom.
allow in a section. I mean,
Well, they always allowed them in the section. That wasn't the issue. The issue was, could they read the Torah in that section? That's what the protests always were. Meaning they could pray there, but they couldn't lead the prayers. They could just pray there and listen to the men leading the prayers. And even though in my synagogue we don't necessarily do that, although I've served more liberal synagogues where they do. And
all religions tend to be a little sexist underneath. If you're a Catholic, you can't even become a priest. At least the Episcopals allow women to be priests.
Well, I have a funny.
You guys allow female rabbis, right?
Well,
not if the Orthodox.
Not in the Orthodox, but my wife works as a chaplain for the women's prison, and for the mental hospital. We both work as chaplains. So, but she doesn't want to be a rabbi, but she likes being a chaplain. She likes.
I mean, isn't that she should be able to become a rabbi? Right. She wants.
Yeah. So, and actually, a friend of mine, he does ordain women within the Hasidic Orthodox for that purpose of being chaplains and things. But I don't think the government should be deciding it. I don't think you should get arrested for having a different religious approach. If that,
I think it's only to be arrested religiously if you're a Catholic, Muslim, Hindu. Those people should be arrested.
No, I don't think so either. I don't know. I'm actually fighting for the religious freedom in the prison. There's we have a Sikh in the prison, and he wants to be able to wear his turban. And they said, well, it's a security hazard. Who knows what he's hiding in there? And I was like,
he also wants to carry a dagger.
Right.
And bracelet.
Right. So
the dagger's a big problem.
Yeah. So the dagger he didn't even ask for. The bracelet he asked for, they said no. And the turban, it's still Maybe they're waiting.
But at least they said no to the knife, right?
Yeah,
That's
he
the
didn't
thing.
even. He knew he wasn't
Once
getting
you
the
say no
knife.
to that, then you can say no to all of them.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's what they just think.
Yeah. Well,
You do
yeah.
realize that Jesus
Yeah.
was, you know how the Muslims have notable rights?
Right.
Jesus is the biggest bigamist in the history of the planet.
Because he married all the nuns.
Every nun is married to
Well, you know the joke about that. The rabbi who comes to the ceremony where women are becoming nuns, and they were like, "Well, what are you doing here?" She's like, "Oh, I'm on." He said, "Oh, I'm on the groom's side."
On the what side?
I'm on the groom's side.
Well, you know, they come in and three Jews come in to see a Catholic thing because they're curious.
Yeah.
And the priest is up there and he says, now, before I get way into it, I want anybody who's not a Christian, you know, a Catholic, a Christian, you know, you really should leave.
Yeah.
And they say, now, if you're not a Catholic, you should leave. They still say, he looks right at me and says, if you're Jewish, you should leave.
Yeah.
Jesus on the cross steps down and says, Mary, grab the kid, we'll leave.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you about the Episcopal. I was at an interfaith meeting, and there was a Catholic nun there. She was complaining, you know, we can't find priests. Maybe we should start ordaining women and married in the Catholic Church. So the head of the group was an Episcopal priest, a lesbian woman, married to a woman. And she said, we ordain women, we ordain married, we ordain gay, we ordain everybody, and we still can't get priests.
Well,
so don't think
the Catholics didn't ordain. No offense to
Yeah.
They didn't ordain gays.
Yeah.
They lose about 80% of the priests. There's a reason they normally molest girls. They always molesting boys. That's a little nasty, but hey.
That's what was my father's problem with the church. I mean, although he had a Catholic funeral, but he was, but they wouldn't. He wanted a mass, and the priest wouldn't make a mass, but they sent a deacon to the funeral home.
Yeah, one other problem with you.
So then I asked. So then I at the prison I actually asked the priest there if he would mention my father in the mass, and they did. And then the Indian chief also prayed for my father. The Indian chief prayed for my father for 12 days.
No.
Yeah, after my father
Don't you
passed.
think that your group
Yeah.
got a little bit over the line when because of the taboo against tattoos?
Yeah.
Now it's a closed issue
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
they said, oh, if you were in a concentration camp, you can't be buried in the
That's a myth.
It's a myth?
Yeah, there's.
Glad you told me, because I always thought it was
Yeah,
true.
no,
Because the number they said no.
No, that's a myth. There's no such thing that you can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery with tattoos.
You
No
can't have a
such thing.
tattoo though, is it?
It's a sin to receive a tattoo, but once you have it, you're not, like my wife has tattoos from before she converted, she's not required to remove them,
Okay.
you know. And
I'm glad it's a myth. No, I'm glad I asked you the question.
Yeah.
I'm glad you gave me that answer.
Yeah, no, that's a total myth. There's no such thing. You can't be buried in an Orthodox or a Jewish cemetery. On the internet, but I was living in Queens.
So
I
you
was
want to be in Hollywood, huh?
He wants to.
Who do you think I'm talking to, your father?
When I was a kid, I made
can't be that way if
I
you
made
don't wanna
plays
be in
and everything,
Hollywood.
and Deborah Winger was our drama teacher. She was a neighbor of ours, and she taught us drama. I made a little play, and she was our teacher, Deborah Winger. So she grew up in a pretty religious Jewish home, Deborah
I
Winger.
tell your son if he wants to get in Hollywood, really,
Yeah.
he can't be shy. It don't quite work
He's
in
very
Hollywood.
young, Jack. But
Hey, you got to start at some point.
He's not
When I
so
said that to
shy.
him, he went behind you, then he walked out the room. I'm kidding you, Rob. Yes, I know he's young. I'm just
Yeah. He just turned 11.
so is she here, your wife?
Yeah, so she's from Idaho. She grew up Mormon. She grew,
What?
And she converted to Judaism. Yeah.
That's
She had great grandparents who were Mormon
When you met
polygamists.
her, was she Mormon?
Well, she was almost done converting to Judaism. She was interested. She never liked the Mormon church. She learned about Judaism. She wanted to be Jewish. She didn't know you could convert. She was in a hospital, and someone mentioned something about Sammy Davis Jr. being Jewish. And she said, how's that possible? He said, well, he converted. He said, you could convert to Judaism. As soon as she got out of the hospital, she called every rabbi she could. And she said she went through 100 rabbis, said, oh, I don't do conversions. And she had been studying and this and that. And then, but she got it. She got it done. So she didn't convert for me. She wanted.
Is that your daughter?
My
You
wife,
have a daughter?
My wife and my daughter.
No, is that your daughter? You have a daughter.
My
Two
wife
sons.
There's a little girl came in with the two
two
boys.
sons and three of my daughters. I don't know
No,
where my
that's
oldest
not.
daughter is.
You don't have a daughter.
That's my wife, and
Yes.
those are three of my daughters. My oldest
You do have a
daughter.
daughter.
Oh, that is
That's what I'm saying. I was going to say, is that your daughter? And she says you only have two sons.
No. I have three sons and four daughters. One son's with my mom. And my oldest daughter, I don't know where she is. She was here before, but yeah, that's my wife.
So how many kids do you have altogether?
7.
You are Orthodox, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, my rabbi back home, he's 97 years old. He has 13 kids. And he didn't get married till he was 40. His wife is a little younger than him, but he has 13 kids.
What's one of those religious things you do? You bless something. You just give me the word. I have a joke for you. But I need the
How are
word.
you?
I don't know, like a mitzvah or a mitzvah?
No, mitzvah. Well,
bracha?
call it a mitzvah,
Yeah.
but it's not a mitzvah. The guy wants a
Is
mitzvah.
something you want?
He says,
Yeah.
when you do a mitzvah, he goes to, a Orthodox rabbi. He says, you do a mitzvah.
Oh, a bracha for my
Ferrari.
Christmas tree. Oh, yeah.
No, he goes to a regular, you do a mitzvah for my
A bracha, I think was the story.
a bracha for my Ferrari.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Goes to the other one. You do a
Conservative,
bracha for my Ferrari. What's a Ferrari? Then he goes to the liberal
Reform,
one. He says,
he's like,
"Do
what's a bracha?"
For my bracha for my Ferrari. And he says, what's a bracha?
Yeah.
You know that joke.
Yeah, I know that joke.
See, I do have clean jokes about it.
How many of your kids are here today?
6 out of the 7.
6.
Yeah. My oldest daughter, I don't know where she went.
You don't like the seventh one? Or? That's don't
He-
even answer
yeah,
that.
So he's autistic and he can't really sit still. And my mom has him on the farm, so he's running around with the dogs and he's getting better. He's almost potty trained. He's 6 years old.
Do you take away the phones and stuff on the Sabbath?
Only after their bar mitzvah.
So before Bar Mitzvah, they can.
I let them. Other families don't, but I'm.
She had a producer who was Orthodox.
Yeah.
And
Which producer? Who was that?
He produced, he was the money for the fifth film that I produced.
Yeah.
And I had very ambivalent feelings because although he produced the money, he stopped wearing his yarmulke after I met him because he felt that people would view him different. He wanted to be seen as a big hot Hollywood producer, which he wasn't, and he felt that wearing the yarmulke would make people see him in a different light.
Basically, we went to a big, I don't know what it was his kids' bar mitzvah. We had those tables where you couldn't eat dessert, you couldn't have the liquor, and I was supposed to have the, remember that?
Yes,
The coffee had to be made the night before because they couldn't light the thing. The coffee was a little stale, And I don't know, I don't think I wasn't allowed to have dessert. She wasn't allowed to have a drink. It was a long time ago, so, I'm a little big. So I walked up and I got a dessert. But I remember we couldn't have coffee. The coffee was like, they had to make it before the sun. I went to a camp once. I even knew the Brook of Torah North.
Yeah.
And I went to a Jewish camp.
Yeah.
I don't remember the rest of it. As you gather, I'm a little anti-religious. I'm a little anti-religious, but I'm also non-religious. As you tell by some of the things I'm sure you could tell.
That's all right. I always say what they tell us in the. My wife and I are chaplains in the mental hospital, and we have these groups. I do a Jewish service, but then we also do a general spirituality group, and they said spirituality is whatever makes. It doesn't have to be religion, just whatever. And then I always say when we have orientation for the new inmates, I said, because if you have 5 people, you can start a new group in the prison. I said, if you have atheists who want to learn some ethics and morals, they want to read Bertrand Russell together or something,
We had a very funny experience.
Before that, tell them about who your stepfather worked for. I know.
Yeah, you told me that.
Okay.
We're in Ralph's. Do you know what Ralph is? A big food
It's like, what's your big supermarket out there?
Yeah.
Supermarket.
It's the whole chain, you know, but it's in California.
The guy comes up to Jack and he says, I want to wrap
To fill in.
the fill-ins
Yeah.
around you. And Jack said, Jessica would kill me. I'm over there too. He says, Jessica would kill me. And he says, come outside, she'll never know.
Well, my grandpa put it on every day, and he was in the airport in Israel, and the one guy was like, "Oh, you want to put filling on you?" And he's like, "I put it on already." He said, "I don't believe you. Yeah, don't put up his carry-on and show him that he had it, because he was harassing him."
We were on
Until,
the plane once and somebody walked up to me. I don't know how they knew I was Jewish. He said,
Airplane.
yeah, I said, okay. And he says, the rabbi wants to do something, you know, where you need 7 people, whatever.
and,
Need a minion.
A minion.
Yeah.
And would you come up and be
Yeah.
in the minion? And I said, sure, I like you know. And I'm not that type of thing.
Right.
Being a minion, I just do. And then they never came back. I guess they found 7 other
Oh,
people.
okay.
But how did
I guess so. Yeah, I think so.
that's the other thing I never understood.
Yeah.
You go to a restricted place, and I walk in. How do they know I'm Jewish? My name is Green, which is it could
Well,
be, but
it's a very
it's not.
Jewish name,
Yeah, but it's not
Jack makes
Rosenberg,
sense.
you know.
Yeah, but
And I never went to a place that wouldn't let me in. But how would they know?
right. Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't. One of my rabbis, he said his father was in Mauthausen, in the concentration camp, the work camp in Hungary, and the tefillin, even though they would have killed him if he found he had tefillin, he had tefillin he put on every day, and he passed away. But the rabbi still has those tefillin that he wore, and not only he wore, but he let anybody. They would get up early when the SS wouldn't see, the guards wouldn't see, quickly put on the tefillin every day. So he escaped, and he said they saw 3 guys. This was like out of a movie. They saw 3 guys waiting for a train, and they were in concentration camp uniform. They took big rocks, hit them over the head, stole their clothes, got on the train. There were train tickets. Nobody else was around. But they said they had to get newspapers to cover their face, because they said if the Germans would see their face, they would know they were Jewish. And then they said they caught them. They said the SS came with these big German shepherds and said, "Juden," and they jumped out of the train, rolled out, and they said they were unconscious maybe for a day or two, and they woke up and they walked over to a farmhouse, and the farmer said, "Oh, don't worry, we hide Jews, we're going to take care of you, you'll eat something."
Jessica,
And
nice to meet you. I know all about how you met.
This is one of the daughters. You have 3 daughters here, right?
yeah, there's another older daughter here. I've been talking to them for the past like
Is
3
this the
hours
oldest
now.
daughter?
So I have another daughter here.
The problem why all Mormons should leave the Mormon church, females with, is the way a female gets into heaven. I mean, if you're religious, that's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
You have to be invited by your father, if you're not married, and if you got married by your husband to get into heaven. That's a little outrageous, isn't it? I mean,
Wow.
I was never like the biggest stuff.
well, obviously, you used to be more, you know.
But I love the culture of it, like it's very family oriented.
Unless you're a female.
Service oriented.
Goes back to what we're talking about, sexist and religious.
Bye, let's get something.
Yeah, what you guys see something you want here? Dina, pick one of the pictures. Which one do you like here? One of the pictures. You like that one? Okay. Yeah. All right, we'll get that one.
That's the one she wants?
Yeah.
You want me to write on it?
Yeah, please do.
Yes? No.
What's her name?
Dina.
No, I'm gonna make it to him and his family, yes?
You could make it to her.
Okay, what's your name? Dina?
D-I-N-A.
D-I-N-A.
Yeah.
Where's your sister? She doesn't talk much, does she?
She does. She talks a lot. She likes to say hi to everybody. She's having a lot of fun here.
You guys come here because of him or because you want to come? The truth, the truth. What?
She left her summer camp. We started out
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago we came to Joel Hodgson. That was the reason we came. My husband said on a Friday, it was a Thursday night or Friday.
Something like that, yeah.
Pittsburgh on Sunday.
6-hour drive. And we came over Saturday night. Say thank you, Dina.
What do you say? For your time?
Thank him, maybe.
Wow, that's all.
So Mr. Lobo hasn't come around yet to interview you, Mr. Lobo. I know he's making a show. Yeah, he said he wants to have me on the show again because he always says The Invisible Man was his favorite. He wears a suit and a funny tie, and he has glasses, a mustache.
The black mustache,
Yeah.
black beard with the phone, right?
I think it's a real mustache and a
Oh, no,
goatee.
this is somebody, this guy out there, he has a show or something.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm a character on the show where I'm the rabbi for the potted plant. And we did 3 shows already.
I think she's saying how cute you are. And she doesn't endorse you. But I may be wrong.
What?
You know, it's just as easy to smile as not to smile. There you go. And you look much cuter when you smile.
No, Mama, no. Not by a long shot. But Thom, who wrote the book, the 007 book, and the first color, he wrote a book about the first color.
So they can write and they can do anything in the middle of the is that right?
No, I say when it's something like you said that's a new technology. That's when I'm kind of lenient with them, but I don't let them.
Are you guys doing bat mitzvahs or is that just other,
They never wanted to do it. I asked if they wanted.
Do the Orthodox allow it?
Some do and some don't. It depends on the family, But thank you. Yeah, I'm sure other folks want to talk to you all. But it's nice to meet you all. Be well. God bless you. Be well. So nice to meet you, Shalom. Oh, thank you.
Didn't I tell you that? That's what she said.
Thank you. Yeah, check that out, the Sons of Liberty.
Go spread the word.
Check out the Sons of Liberty. That's nice to meet you. God bless you. Thank you for your time. Be well.
Is what's his name? So they can throw off his donkey.
Paul.
He said, "Screw becoming a Jew, become a Christian. All you gotta do is accept Christ and you're a Christian.
Right.
Helps with recruiting, real good.
Yeah.
Also,
We don't look to recruit.
You don't have to be kosher. You don't have to be circumcised.
Yeah.
Just say, I believe it. They said, oh, we like that. Bam. Well, they got,
Well, that was the
that's
history
why they
of
got
it.
1.5 billion, and Jews have what, 12 million?
Yeah.
Anyhow,
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
No, probably not.
Hello, how you doing?
We didn't say, but I will say that. I will say that.
And also, since he is actually looking up, you don't think about it.
Did I miss the match game?
Yes.
I spent the whole time talking to Jessica Raines.
Oh.
I thought I'd talk to her for 5 minutes. I got there before 10:30. She just kept, her and her husband just kept talking and talking and talking.
No, you missed it, unfortunately.
All right, I'll watch it. I'll watch on the live stream. Yeah.
Absolutely.
How you doing?
Absolutely.
All right. Good. Everything. I'm so tired. I stayed up for David the Rock Nelson
Oh, I'm
last
sorry.
night.
My condolences.
I was about to leave. Well, I wanted to watch the Go and Get It.
Right.
I fell asleep. I just put my head down. I slept through that whole thing. I really wanted to see, the ape man part of it, and I didn't see any. And then everybody was leaving as Rock was getting up, and he's like, "Oh, you're leaving?" I was like, "I can't do that to Rock. I'll wait till the movie starts and the lights go off." So that was.
We stayed for the shtick.
Yeah, but I wanted to see the match game.
Oh, that could go on half the night.
Yeah. And then after that, I went to bed and I kind of couldn't sleep, and I was.
You have about 100 kids in that room.
Yeah.
So.
We checked out. We found. I think we got everything out of there. So.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, we're staying for the.
I got a wedding to go to in Dallas, so in your area.
Oh, okay.
A guy. Oh, I told you. This guy. He took a girl over from Poland and helped her convert to Judaism, and he's from the strict Hasidic home in Brooklyn, but he moved to 44th. He doesn't live in Kingston. He lives in 44th. I think. Yeah, I think he could actually walk to the campus from there.
Half the places in Kingston, you go, oh, okay, that's Kingston, and then, oh no, it's really 40. It's probably a weird barrier,
And the whole thing is, all right, you go over the river and it's Kingston, and it's like
everything's
it's really just, to me, it's all Wilkes-Barre. It's just a nicer part of Wilkes-Barre, It's not the.
But yeah, that's where, I mean, I would say in the last.
We know where John went.
5-6 years, that's really when,
Fun chatting with you.
Nice chatting with you too. Nice seeing you.
We'll see you. Take care.
I'm seeing Hasidic.
Yeah.
All the time. I used to, it was partial and then
And they're all Chabad, I think. They're most of the, except this one guy. He's the one guy who's a Hungarian Satmar, but everybody else there is Chabad.
What's that?
So, I'm more of the Hungarian, the Satmar, with the fur hats and everything.
Yeah.
And then they're from Russia, and they're more like the missionary type. They want to put tefillin on everybody. I mean, if you want to put tefillin, but I'm not jumping over their head.
You're not okay.
Yeah, they'll because.
What are the guys from? The guys in New York that they have the van.
Yeah, that's everybody who's.
Are you Jewish?
Yeah. So that's.
Okay, come on. No. Stop.
So that's the Kingston crowd.
All right.
Yeah, they're all from that crowd. Did you want to fund fill in? I could go to my car and get it if you want, or try to see. Yeah, we'll try to see. What's going on, Mr. Lobo? Are we doing the? Are you still recording? You're too tired?
We can try and get something.
Did you talk to Jessica Raines yet?
I haven't talked.
I just talked to her for the last hour and a half.
Oh wow! No,
she wanted to talk to me, and I told her I told her about me being on your show and everything, and then she because she said to me, I thought I'm the only Jew here, so then she wanted to talk to me for an hour and a half, Jessica Raines, and then she
awesome.
So I told her about Miss Mittens and everything.
Oh, that's great, hilarious.
So then I told her, I was like, Mr. Lobo said his favorite Universal monster is the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's my son too.
Yeah, I think he's awesome.
I think that's.
I think that the atmosphere is so cool. The humor is so great. He carries that whole thing with his voice, which is just incredible. And the effects are really amazing.
Yeah.
Even today, I feel like the effects are amazing.
Yeah, that's.
I think so.
That's definitely one of my favorite anything that James Whale made.
Yeah. I mean, they're all amazing, but
Yeah.
for whatever reason, that one really gets me. Like,
Yeah.
I always think it's funny the Invisible. You ever see like the Invisible Man TV show?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they make him a good guy.
They made
and
him a good
everything.
guy, but they also we made invisible clothes because the Invisible Man can't be naked on television.
Well, we have the invisible technology.
Yes,
So
yeah.
let's just get it.
And the thing was
we put everything through that.
And that was the whole joke of how are you?
How are you?
I never seen you out of makeup.
My Clark Kent.
I wouldn't recognize you.
I didn't either.
Wait a minute, everyone. And
I recognize the voice. You know. Well, that's like Cassandra. You wouldn't recognize. She could walk down the street. Nobody would know.
No, they wouldn't know it's Elvira.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah. You ever go incognito, or you're always?
I don't.
He could dress in civilian clothes and still be Mr.
Go incognito.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work.
Well, like you said, when you go to Dollar General, they call you Spenguli, or?
Yeah. Yeah, when I'm at the Dollar General, oh, it's Spenguli. You just go with it? Yeah. You just go with it. Yeah.
You look just like him.
It's right down to the makeup.
Yeah. So it's, you just. I mean, some people have like this much understanding of our thing, and that's it. It's just there's this one word. Like it's just like the B movie people that they only know Sharknado. Like that's the only thing that they understand. It's just like, oh, you like B movie Sharknado, right? It's like not really.
No.
Yeah, whatever.
I only saw that with Riff Tracks. You said you've never seen Riff Tracks? You still haven't seen any Riff
No,
Tracks?
I've seen some Riff Tracks.
Oh, because I remember you told me.
I just don't watch it generally.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but when they would do those big screen shows, so that's the only time I saw the 1998 Godzilla. Also, was a big screen.
And I think the Riff Tracks I've only seen. I don't think I've seen maybe one whole feature, and then a bunch of their shorts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted.
No.
So you saw them in person?
Not in person, just the big screen when they
do like a Fathom event.
Fathom events. They do. Yeah, they're doing one I think next month. Fathom events, but it doesn't sound like them. Like I saw they did Mothra, which was pretty cool to see Mothra on the big screen.
I mean, those days are fun. I just I'm just not always in the mood for their commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Blobfest. I haven't watched them in a while though, but we went to Blobfest last week. I asked Solomon, "You want to go drive an hour? There's a theater. I'm trying to remember the name of the town. It's on the Hudson River, Rosendale, New York. About an hour from our house.
Yeah.
We see Godzilla movies there all the time. Everything. They're showing the Day the Earth Stood Still last Sunday. I was like, do you want to go an hour and go see the Day the Earth Stood Still, or 3 hours and go to Blobfest?" And they were playing Creature from Black Lagoon in 3D.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with 3D. He said, we're going to Blobfest.
Awesome.
We got there.
Yeah.
We didn't know Joel was there.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea he was there. I know he was there last year, and they were charging like $300 just to be in the same room with him.
Yeah.
And then this year,
he was just there.
He riffed Son of the Blob.
Yeah.
I knew they were. I knew they were showing Son of the Blob. But I didn't know they were riffing it.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't pay to see Son of the Blob.
Yeah.
But I would pay to see Joel riffing Son of the Blob.
Yeah.
So, and then Solomon said not to say anything.
And now, you're here to meet you? Yeah, I'll meet you too. Very cool. Had a good time. Yeah, absolutely. Safe journeys. Thank you. You too. Continue. Yeah, I hope we bump into each other again. Very cool. Awesome. Yeah. See you later.
So he said not to say anything to anybody, but you know the joke where you ever read the what's it called? The Amazing Colossal Episode Guide, Mystery Science Theater book.
I've seen it.
It came out. We have 2 copies of it, and we got them signed by. We were at the last Cinematic Titanic, and we got the whole original cast to sign it. So
that's awesome.
So one of the anecdotes in there was when Kevin Murphy became Tom Servo.
Yeah.
Someone made a big dot matrix poster. I hate Tom Servo's new voice.
Oh, interesting.
So, have you seen the new Mystery Science Theater? Not the Netflix, the
I've seen
next one.
Yeah.
Where they have a female crow.
Yeah. They have a female Servo too, don't they? Are they all female? Or no,
Not
just
sure.
Crow.
I think just crow. So, Solomon thought this one woman who was there was the voice of Crow, and he went up to her and said, "I hate your voice," thinking it was like a reference to that.
Oh, wow.
To that story. It wasn't the right woman.
Yeah, was it Emily?
It wasn't Emily. It was someone else there.
Oh, but, wow.
And she looked really sad. I was like, I'm so. And then he apologized. I was like, and then I said to Connor, I was like, it's a reference to that Tom Servo joke, and I was like, it came out wrong.
Yeah. Hilarious. Wow.
I'm sorry. You doing all right, Sal?
Good.
Yeah. Nice. I saw.
He got to meet Joel. How was it to meet Joel?
He was really nice. nice.
Yeah,
He was. He's a really nice.
Just looking, I'm like,
I think if you don't have horrible death, this would be valuable.
well, let's just hope that
Start
happens.
taking.
I don't know, after Friday, I begin to wonder. No more of that now.
What do you do?
The tire that you blew with 3 tires. The brake, no, it cut the brake line.
It's not great, it was bad. I was behind them.
Do you know I have good tires?
No, we ran over. There were like nails or something.
Oh, you ran over something.
So there was like a bolt with 3 third tire completely shredded. So we lost 3 tires and cut our brake bike.
John here.
Oh.
This is on 70. John, what's that? We were just went on the side of the road. And then because of the weird computer thing, it was tow truck guy.
Oh.
They had to use people.
Can I get a model?
You get what? Whatever, I don't know. I don't have any money. Whatever you want to get.
Okay, so those are the guys converting people. Okay.
Yeah, and they're all there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, there's only a few doers. They don't want. That's the thing. Like we're more welcoming of converts than they are. If you're not, because like there's one guy in
Then I gave a
Scranton
lecture about always having
from our Hungarian. He's Puerto Rican. He's a rabbi there in Scranton, and he's just converting all the Puerto Ricans.
There's a school in Wilkesburg, old high school.
Yeah.
Oh, is this some cash? Some
I
sort
think
of a
they're turning
weapon.
that into
Yeah.
some kind of like.
Well, there was in Luzerne. There's the one building there that's 3 people there, and they used to have the.
This is gonna be. I mean, this is gonna be big. I mean,
Yeah.
this because like it's one of those things like, and I'm like, they haven't like said it, and I'm like, I know what's going on here. Like
That's like.
they're like, oh, there's gonna be a community pool, there's gonna be this and that, and then I'm like, all right, I know what's going on here.
Yeah. I know I told Millie, because she works out in SCI Muncie. So I was like, we should move to Wilkes-Barre. We'd be halfway between Waymart and Muncie. But she said no with the kids in school. And she doesn't want to send to that school. And also with the special ed that we have, we wouldn't get that in Pennsylvania. Special ed for Solomon and Mo is not here. They get all kinds of special ed programs in New York. I don't think Pennsylvania has quite the same. I love that. Yeah. I know my boss at work, he has an autistic son. He said it's touch and go in Pennsylvania as far as the program. So
You do.
Yeah. Because there was an opening full-time there at SCI Muncie, and I told her, I was like, they want her there. And she's like, no, she can't. And the kids are too small for that.
It has to be Muncie on the way home.
Yeah.
Because,
she only goes there twice a month.
I take, because on the way, I don't take 80.
Yeah.
Like one 18. Oh, you're just to avoid 80 traffic.
Yeah. Well, I told you about that Shep's farm. You gotta find
I'm gonna
that.
have to look for that on the way home. Really.
What are they showing now? I don't have your schedule.
I just idea. Let me look.
Yeah. And what time is it?
11. So it was
For those of us that are up.
Yeah, it's like my phone. Don't worry about it. I think the kids might have.
Still doing the handshake on that side.
We went one day,
When are you coming in October to, you know which days of the week you're coming?
I'll be this Friday through Sunday.
Oh, that's the Jewish holidays. No, I'm talking about when you come in Waymart. Did you talk to
Waymart.
Michelle?
No, I haven't talked to them.
All right, try to make it either Monday or Tuesday,
Okay.
because all the Jewish holidays are Friday, or Thursday, Friday this year.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll do it on Monday.
Yeah.
I won't do. I probably won't be able to do 3 days.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Guys are asking me when you're coming back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Monday would work either way because then I have No, that's something else.
12 noon is Victoria Place.
Okay. So she didn't come back out yet, so I saw.
I have a way with prisoners.
Come down, The fish is here.
We don't want
It's kind of collector's item, most of it out of stock.
Yeah.
I lost mine a long time ago.
I keep losing mine and getting it back.
When I was in college, my college radio show was really big with prisoners.
Oh,
Prisoners were my number one. My audience was almost strictly prison.
Wow.
They'd like write me, I get like these like crazy letters all the time, or I'd get like Christmas cards.
Really?
I'd get. Like always, I'd have like sisters or girlfriends calling me, going like, okay, John wants this. Like,
Well, that's how our Odinist priest got fired because one of the inmates, his girlfriend sent something to his church or something, and then he got fired for bringing it in or something.
Oh.
Mr. Lobo, I told you Thom came to visit the prison, so we got him in.
Oh.
Yeah, he gave a lecture for 3 lectures for Black History Month.
Oh, awesome.
It was really good. And the guys loved it. It was really
fun.
Cool. Wow, excellent.
And he's coming back in October for.
Talk about monster movies.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Awesome. Congratulations. That's a cool gig.
Yeah, just gotta get the paperwork in. It's not once you get your foot in the door and they like you, you could. I don't know. Again, the one guy, and I might have been wrong with that 5,000, might have been 2,000, but whatever
Doesn't
it is.
matter.
It's
We'll figure what it out.
yeah. I think you name your price.
Yeah.
If it's you went through
And then they see if they can
education.
budget it.
Education doesn't have money, but activities they have money for that. And you could do the oath, and I don't think you could show like a whole movie, but maybe show some like a short. Well, he showed clips of movies.
We could show trailers or something.
Yeah, and then make or something like guys like that kind of stuff. They like
And then
any
even
kind
like because like with the clips that I showed, like they could. Then the library kind of like requested the film.
Yeah.
So they could be like, okay, hey, if you like this, you can watch it.
Did the library want to buy any of your books?
You know what I should
You should have told Michelle to buy some of your books. That she could buy. That she could do. She could buy a couple of books. But,
good idea.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to read.
Yeah. Millie started working in the women's prison.
Oh, yeah.
Twice a month.
Yeah, it's real interesting.
Muncie, Pennsylvania.
20 Jews. 6 of them are real serious and come to everything.
Yeah.
And 4 of them are murderers.
Oh, wow.
With the one lady, she was a stripper,
Wow.
and she killed she invited one of the guys over because he did something that offended her, and she killed him.
Wow.
And she had the death penalty, but then she got it commuted to life. And she
sues them over
everything. She's a millionaire from lawsuits against the Department of Correction. Well, she can buy commissary. She can buy.
Most of her funds have gone to legal wranglings because she's trying to get her sentence vacated now.
Is she suing over like treatment?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
she's
the big
disabled.
lawsuit that she won was American
Disability.
So she was in a fire when she was very young. So she has some disabilities because she was burned on most of her body. So there was like a disabilities like accommodation lawsuit, which was a big one. I think she got like $750,000 for that. And then they had to accommodate whatever.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So if you're ever in prison, God forbid.
Just let her out at this point.
Yeah.
This is not a person I want to be in the community.
No, she should stay in the.
She needs to be inside. First of all, it's the best thing for her because.
And that's the thing. A lot of these people, they would be dead if they're out on the street. Like the prison saves their lives, and it depends on what
Like
type.
it sounds crazy, but the structure of prison is really good for her. She has some substance use disorder issues, so that's helpful that she's away from that, even though in prison there's tons of drugs. But
In Waymart, we don't have drugs.
we have tons of drugs.
Waymart, the only drug problem we have is subverted medicine. It's a
I
box
want to buy
art.
this for a convention.
And they can't even get high off of it, and they do disgusting things. They'll keep it. They'll spit in a cup and save this and soak it into a piece of toilet paper and sell pieces of toilet paper. That's how sick these drug addicts are. Like it's like really, it is sad. I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean it in like it's a sad situation that they're.
I get to my table.
Yeah.
I promise this guy.
Yeah. So did you want me to come do something?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Take a look. I have not looked at this yet. You're down. You're down. That's pretty awesome. I know you didn't want to carry books on me. I did not. I just have my own book. Same thing.
You want me to bring the fill-in over here? You mind put it on over here, the fill-in?
Oh, let's I think down to one. Oh. Want to go outside?
Whatever you want. I don't want to take you away from your table.
All his fans.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fans.
MILLI. What did you say, 15?
No, 3 for 12.
And for 12?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So Amy wanted a model kit. I was like, I don't have any money.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Did you get the model kit that you want?
There more? I had home.
Go pick it out. And I'll take
Did you get a copy of the Monster Bash video? The last year's Monster Bash video?
So, yeah, you want to come by my table and
Okay. Yeah.
I told this kid I was going to buy my
Ask mommy if she has a credit card.
Yeah, they're cousins.
I'm gonna go.
You want that guy? Another one?
Either one.
Well, I mean,
On this one, he's beef stew. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he's not beef stew in this one. It was my college radio name, and I thought maybe it would convert to some book sales. I don't think it did, and so
I think it could convert to soft porn or something.
maybe that too.
Your only thing.
Thank you.
Don't you have that already? All right, don't worry about it. You can buy it. Did you get a copy of the DVD of the show? Of the last year's Monster Bash DVD? Is there somebody here who could? I think he'd like to purchase this. He'd like to purchase this one.
Okay. Can we go down? Some way to get your part.
Okay.
Against the wall.
I had Joe walk up across the room and go, "What you saw?"
I haven't been in here yet. This is the animal world?
Pardon me?
This one's the animal world?
Yes, it's the complete Italian set of
Oh, wow.
cards. They're all character related too. It's not because Harryhausen did the special effects
Right,
for that.
and O'Brien together, right?
Mhm. beautiful.
Yeah. Oh wow.
No, the whole set is
Yeah.
pretty stunning.
I remember as a kid, they had ViewMaster slides of dinosaurs, and they were all from the animal world. I didn't even know where they were from. That one was in there.
Well,
Yeah,
good thing for a dinosaur collector, for a Harryhausen collector.
Are you coming out to? Are you coming out to Ohio in August?
What show's that?
At Monster Bash, they're doing it at the movie theater, the Movie Palace Theater in Canton, Ohio.
These guys?
These guys, yeah.
In August, I can't.
Yeah, and it's all dinosaurs. That's the theme.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because it's set up in the movie theater.
Do they allow dealers?
Yeah.
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 But what's the date on that? Do you know?
I think it's the 17th and 18th.
Yeah, no, I do the Canadian National Exhibition. It's a big
Oh,
show
okay.
out there. That goes from the 16th to Labor Day.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah. We're heading out there, especially they're going to show the Lost World with a live organ accompaniment.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is Ron doing that?
Ron is doing it. Yeah. It's phenomenal. You want to put that in the car? I'm going to go to the car.
Do you want a bag?
You want a bag? All right. You want to put that in the car because I want to go get my fill-in. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Did you want a copy of the Monster Bash video? Let's go. I want to go get my fill-in for Thom, and I maybe going to put on a white shirt for Mr. Lobo. So. All right, but like, do you want to leave it in my car? You want to leave it in Mommy's car? I think maybe Mommy's car is open. Do you want to walk around with it? Here you go. Thank you. Car should be open. Did you turn in the keys already? Mommy, did you turn in your key already?
Yes.
I didn't turn mine in yet. No. Wait, no, you gotta let go. I'm gonna try to find time. There we are. What's going on? How we doing? I got the tefillin. I don't know if you want to. We could go right over here. Right over here. Yeah, it's quiet enough. Right here is good. You're right-handed, right? All right. So this goes on your left arm.
Yeah.
And you got a hat already, so you're.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Good with the. Yeah. All right. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvos zivanu lahaniach tefillin, and then I think.
I'll repeat after you.
Yeah. It's hard for me to remember how to do somebody else.
Seven?
7, that's right.
Remember.
And let me put that around here. And this goes above your hairline. And this goes around here. And this goes around your middle finger 3 times. And then you take your right hand, cover your right hand, and cover your right hand, and cover your eyes. Shema, Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. That's it. Thank you. It's a nice mitzvah.
I appreciate that.
Oh, I appreciate it too.
No, I appreciate all you guys.
Oh,
You invited me on Friday. And
oh yeah, no, that was nice. You help us do a mitzvah. It's like I said, we never have guests. And when I was in Virginia, we used to always have Shabbos guests all the time. And especially with 2 disabled boys, it's kind of hard to. They make life fun.
sure.
We couldn't bring Mo with us. He was, but he's with my mom. He's having fun on the farm with the dogs and the cats, and he's getting more and more verbal. My mom said he said dog whiskers, cat whiskers. That's, he's starting to potty train, and he's 6 years old, and he's doing great. And Sal, nobody would know he's autistic. Yeah, he can't sit in a regular classroom, but.
Yeah, well, classroom.
I could, yeah.
And also,
Yeah. He's writing a book now. Yeah. He's writing a book on the history of 3D movies, and he wants to sell it here when he's got.
There you go. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's like sometimes it expresses itself in that way, you know. So.
he'll be fine.
Oh, he's great. No, he's great.
Don't worry.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about any of them. Some people say autism is a superpower.
Yeah.
You know. Yep. I'm just going to put this back in my car and come right back because Mr. Lobo wants me. How you doing, Benny? What's going on? How you doing?
Put filling on it, Monster Bash.
How you doing? What's going on? You can go, your hands are full. Go ahead.
Appreciate it.
Let's go. My wife checked out already, but here's our other key. Thank you. All right. See you later. God bless. No, Mr. Lobo's interviewing me, so I've been on his show a few times. Do you ever watch
I watched it.
Cinema and Sound? Yeah. I was on the latest one was the Johnny X. It's on YouTube, and I have quite a part in there. If you check it out.
Turn yourself around here.
Yeah.
There you go.
This one too. Yeah. All right. Send regards to everybody down in Richmond.
Oh, I will. Yeah, we're here for the duration.
Okay.
Okay, run into you.
We'll see you later.
That guy's autograph.
You want to be with me with Mr. Lobo when he interviews me, or no? I had to get dressed for the. I asked Sal if he wanted to. I don't know. I think they've already been on. No, you already interviewed them. No. Yeah. I asked them to. I asked Sal. I don't know. They're around. Maybe they're watching a movie or something. I don't know. But this is a book that I published. I mean, this is just an author copy. I'm giving it to. I'm going to a wedding today. I'm giving it to the groom. But these are how Amazon they do self-publishing.
Looks good.
Yeah. I mean, I had to fix it up a bunch, but but this is just nice paper, nice. So if you want to self-publish on Amazon, it's really quite easy. Yeah, it doesn't. And once you got it done, it's done. And you can fix it whenever you want. Also, if you see something, it's really amazing, and they only charge you pretty much when you buy your copies, but it's not. You want to mic me up, or you want to?
We're going to mic. I have this.
There we go. Okay. Where we want to stand? We want to over here in front of the. Yeah.
You want to talk about Rondo Houghton a little bit?
I'm not that big of a. Yeah, I'm not. It's not that I'm not a fan. I'm not an expert as much. But whatever you want to talk about, I can try.
All right.
I can make it up.
All right.
I was going to talk more about Ray Crash Corrigan. I don't know, that we didn't know.
Ray Crash Corrigan. All right. This is Mr. Lobo, and I'm here with Rabbi Joe. Oh, it's always so great to see you and your beautiful family roaming around.
Yeah, they might pop up here somewhere. I don't know. There's so many of them, you might not.
It's incredible. How many kids do you have now?
Oh, we say Kanina Hora. We don't want any evil eye on it. We have 7. I think that's about it.
All their names, real quick.
Faith. Rosalind.
Yes.
Sally. Solomon.
Saul.
Abraham. Moses. And Dina.
Dina's the youngest.
Dina's the youngest, and she is a big insomniac.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. I asked her if she liked Svengoolie or Mr. Lobo better. She said she liked Mr. Lobo.
There you go.
Well, sorry, Svengoolie.
Yeah.
Dina's on our team now. So how many bashes have you done?
This is the 10th year.
Wow.
We started coming in 2014 because Joel Hodgson was here.
Right.
We had
that was your first.
And we met you here, and because I remember we saw a documentary that you did for Mystery Science Theater before that, and my wife said, "Who's this guy? He has nothing to do with Mystery Science Theater. What's he?" I said, "Well, that's Mr. Lobo. He's a horror host. I know who you were." And I was like, and she was like, "He doesn't belong on this documentary." I said, "No, he's cool. He's okay." And then she met you, and you said something about you doing a Criswell act, and then she said, "Oh, okay, he's cool now."
So the Criswell thing.
The Criswell thing was what made Millie say, "Yeah, you're okay."
Well, that's good. I love her. I think she's great.
Oh yeah. So now I don't think we've missed a year since then. We've missed occasionally October bashes.
But it's hard to do 2 a year sometimes.
Yeah, but especially Jewish holidays come out sometimes in October. This year we're lucky that it's actually November after all the Jewish holidays. And that this show there's a 3-week period of mourning. This one is just before that, and then Ohio is just after that.
Oh, okay.
So it's just this year's Monster Bash schedule is just perfect for our liturgical schedule.
Fantastic.
So we are here now, and then we'll be back in Ohio, God willing, and then we'll be back in October. And we were sad that you weren't here in October because it was a big robot monster, and I think Gamera. So you had all of your You would you
Robot monster and camera.
you would have hit a bingo card if you would have come here,
yeah,
but
wow.
it was a nice show, and I got my Rondo award there. So now we're in the same club. Now we're both Rondo award winners.
Rondo, or you get your 40.
I mean, not the Rondo, the 40. You're right.
Like you got a Rondo.
I did not get a Rondo.
Okay.
I did not get a Rondo. I got a Forey award.
Forey lifetime.
So now we're both Forey winners.
That's right.
And you don't edit these shows, so you got my mistake in there.
That's okay.
Which is fine, but we'll
get you Rondo somehow.
We're both Forey winners, and
hold on a second.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, here's a Rondo. So now I got a Rondo.
You're not a liar anymore.
Well, I just made a mistake, but so I get to hold the Rondo, but I have a Forey, and the Forey actually looks a lot nicer than the Rondo, to be honest.
You didn't hand me the Rondo. So, all right, you'll get a turn. You'll get your own turn.
Oh,
everyone can hold. Oh, everyone can hold the Rondo. So I didn't think of that joke at that time, Dwight. I'm sorry. That's okay. All right. So see, now you got me in trouble with Dwight. I hope you're happy with yourself.
That's what I do. I work in the prison system, so I'm just always getting people in trouble because that's.
I love that since you're Miss Mittens Rabbi.
Right.
I think it's nice that you take some time out of your schedule to come on the show every once in a
while. Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and I appreciate you inviting me. So that was. I enjoy visiting your studio, and we did that one live stream the last time I was in the area. Well, not the last time, 2 times ago. You weren't there last time I was there. You were out in California.
I love the fact that you're on the live streams too. Now, how are you watching that? You're watching that on Twitch at home? Is it on the TV somehow?
So I cannot figure out how to get Twitch on the TV. Okay. I downloaded a Twitch app on the Roku, and it doesn't work.
Okay.
So I really prefer the YouTube or the OSI app.
Oh, okay.
But I watch on the phone, and then I have to hold up my phone, and it's really annoying.
Oh, okay.
And since I started paying for it, I stopped watching as much. I used to watch because then I figured you got the views, and now I pay for it every month. I subscribe.
Well, thank you. Well, we have been simulcasting on the Roku and on the
YouTube.
YouTube and the Roku, and Amazon Fire too.
I might start watching that.
You have the Roku?
I have Roku TV.
Okay, so you could we're live streaming simultaneous on the Roku now.
Then I'll have to start watching more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Our Three Stooges episode, I don't think you were simulcasting yet.
No,
that's
we
a
haven't
shame.
Figured that out yet.
Yeah.
You were great on the.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. Especially we watched Disorder in the Court, and you asked me if I'd ever seen it, and I was like, I don't know if I have more copies of Disorder in the Court or The Devil Bat. I think Disorder in the Court I have more VHS copies, and The Devil Bat I have more DVD copies. I only have one DVD copy of Devil Bat's Daughter, though.
Now, you say you don't know a lot about Rondo Hatton, right?
No.
You're not a Rondo Hatton expert, but you are a Ray Crash Corrigan expert?
Well, not an expert, but my grandma met him. She was a nurse in Hollywood.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're talking yet about the episode we're doing of Bela Lugosi meets a Brooklyn Gorilla.
Not yet. No.
Not talking about that yet, so we're not doing that, or we are, or whatever. But there was a whole discussion as to whether or not Ray Crash Corrigan played the gorilla in that movie or not. Yes. I've heard both ways. I don't know if he did or not. So I don't know.
It's still unknown who the gorilla is? Is it a mystery?
No, I don't think it's somebody said somebody else. So there are bigger gorilla experts. I think Bob Burns would know if we would ask him, or maybe Joey Vento. I don't know what happened to him. Do you know what happened to Joey?
No, I don't.
He disappeared off Facebook also, so I don't know. I used to hang. We're
monster kids are elusive.
Yeah, we don't live too far apart, me and Joey, and I used to hang out with him here and there, and then I haven't seen him probably 3-4 years. I don't know. I hope he's okay, but
right home. We want to know you're okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless
fun.
you.
It's always
we're
fun.
We're gonna go into this movie.
Okay.
And again, thank you so much, and thank you for always coming to Monster Fest. It always makes it official to see you. It's a family walking around.
We love seeing you, Mr. Lobo, and it's like it's always great to see you, see Aaron, see. Sally's over here incognito, so I don't know. It's like
she's just neato.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got to put this back.
I guess we'll put this back before Dwight takes it. All right.
Because he knows if he handed it to me, I'd never give it back.
And that's the thing. My grandma was a nurse in Hollywood, and she met
You
Marilyn
will
Monroe.
get back into the movie, you probably.
We met She met Marilyn
Yes.
Monroe. We have a dress-a-home that belonged to Marilyn Monroe.
Wow, that's amazing.
She met Clark Gable.
Wow.
She met Dorothy Lamour.
Wow.
Big stars. But Ray Crash Corrigan, when I heard that as a monster kid, I was like,
you met Ray Crash Corrigan?
that to me was much bigger than I didn't know. I didn't care much about Marilyn Monroe or Clark Gable, but I cared about Ray Crash Corrigan and.
Do you have one of his dresses?
Right, one of his gorilla suits, or the Terror from Beyond Space. That was probably around the time that was his last film, and that was probably around the time that he was in the hospital there. So I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you, Rabbi Joe.
All right, thank you.
And now back to the business.
Which way to turn that way? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right,
it was
thank
always
you.
fun.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you. How you doing, Benny? How you doing?
How's it going?
Going on? Good. I was doing a little bit for Mr. Lobo.
I heard.
Yeah,
How'd it go?
It went okay. Yeah, I filmed in his studio something probably a year and a half ago and hasn't been released. He's still saving it for. So we did two things. I'm not going to give away any of the stuff that wasn't released yet, but that first time I was there, we did a little Christmas commercial.
Okay.
And it was funny, and he used that twice already.
Okay.
And then the other time we were on the show, it was at the Shankweiler Drive-In, which is the oldest drive-in that's still standing. It's the second one ever. It's in Pennsylvania. The first drive-in was in Jersey, but that got torn down. And Shankweiler was the second drive-in theater ever, and it's still standing, and it's beautiful. It's in a little residential area, so like there's houses all around it, and the people can look out their window and watch the movies for free, I guess, and turn on the radio and hear the movies. But it recently changed hands, and it's beautiful. It's small, but it's really nice. Usually drive-in bathroom theaters are not someplace you really want to be, but this is like nice and clean, and concession stand is nice and clean, and the grounds are nice and clean, beautiful, manicured grass lawn. And so we did Johnny X over there, and he showed Johnny X, and he had Paul Bunel, who was the director of the movie, and he got married there because Mr. Lobo performs weddings. So, and that was part of the show, was Paul Bunel getting married. And I don't want to give away too much, but I do weddings. That's like a big part of my ministry. I've done over 1,000 weddings. I travel all over. I've been down to Arkansas to do a wedding. Yeah. Well, I flew into Little Rock, and it was maybe about an hour from Little Rock where I did the wedding down there. I don't remember where it was, but I just went. I just followed the Jeep. They told me where to go. I showed up. I did the wedding, came back.
Well, you were about 2.5 hours from where I was.
Yeah.
Or 2 hours and a half, a little longer.
Yeah.
140 miles or so. Where I live.
So.
I haven't been to Little Rock in a while myself.
Yeah, I just pretty much went to the airport and did the wedding. I spent the night in a motel and went home, and that was it. When I went to Arkansas, it was the middle of COVID, and I was just so impressed that I could go in the Dollar General. I didn't have to wear a mask.
Right.
Because in New York and even Pennsylvania, so then the joke was that I was telling Mr. Lobo, I'm going to do the wedding because you're just a horror host, and I'm a rabbi, and I can do the wedding, and so he wrote a nice script for me to use in that, and it was funny. That was, and then he does these live shows on Twitch.
Yeah.
And because his studio is in Lancaster County.
Yeah.
And have you ever been there?
I haven't been there, but I know where it is.
Paradise. Yeah, it's a storefront. It's cute what he's got there, and he. I work for the Department of Corrections, so the academy is in Lancaster County, maybe about a half hour from him.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm in the area, Mr. Lobo. You want to do something? He's like, come over Thursday night. We're doing a live stream, and we watch Disorder in the Court.
Wow.
And he's like, did you ever see Disorder in the Court? I was like, did I ever not see Disorder in the Court? I was like, I probably have more VHS copies of Disorder in the Court and more DVD copies of The Devil Bat. Because those are two movies that just come up in the packs with everything else, you know, because they're in the public domain. And
have you seen The Devil Bat's Daughter?
So I watched it once, I think.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I don't really quite remember it.
Baylor kills everybody with the bats in the first one. The next one is his daughter.
And
he was framed basically.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
Yeah. So, Mr. Lobo, I know he showed it once on the live stream, and he always refers back to it as like the worst movie they ever watched. Like but I have it on DVD. I remember maybe watching it once.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I always liked the 40s movies.
I
Yeah.
just love that whole angle when you're watching it. I want a box of peanut M&Ms from the Mazarax. That's on them.
Yeah.
That's it. So I was able to show them The Devil Bat's Daughter.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to got me a box of peanut M&Ms.
And then the Flying Serpent was basically the same story. George Zucco. I'll tell you what I did. That was a funny thing. I've had a YouTube channel for 20 years, and I could not. And used to be I'd get the ad revenue, and then they changed the rule that you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watch views to get paid a little whatever. They pay you a couple $100 a year, and I couldn't get past 2,000-3,000 hours. I got the subscribers pretty easily. I'm close to 5,000 subscribers, but I couldn't get over that 4,000 watch hours. And eventually I was like, all right, I'll pay a little bit for advertising. I did podcasts for a while with another rabbi, and we had Alan Dershowitz as a guest on the show. So I was like, that's going to be one that it wouldn't be surprising, and it's an hour long, and it wouldn't be surprising that a lot of people will watch it. You know, I'm not a big fan of his, but we got him on the show. We were discussing there was a politician in New York who died in prison, because we were talking about prison reform and stuff, and so I didn't get to talk to Dershowitz at all, but I was on the show, but like, you know, he just talked, and so like that was the one that I paid a little bit, not too much, maybe $70 something to get whatever. I needed 1,000 hours, so like I was like, if this could get 1,000 views that was watching the whole thing, then I'd be over, and it worked. So then the next step was getting enough, you know, that I'd get like $100 that they would pay me. And just on a whim, I was like, I can put up public domain movies, that's legal. And I think I put up The Flying Serpent, and it took off big, but then they said, oh, you can't monetize reused content. If you would make like a horror host show or Mystery Science Theater riffing something, then you could monetize that. And they took away my monetization for the whole channel. This was in May until August. So I was like, why don't you just demonetize those videos? And then I took down those videos because I was like, well, but then someone said, don't take it down until you are just about to be remonetized till August, essentially, because you want to keep those numbers up. And then, so I put The Flying Serpent back up. I got 38,000 views for The Flying Serpent, and most of them watched the whole movie, like half of them. So I got what I paid $70 to get 1,000 hours. Now I got like 15,000 hours, but I'm not paid for it because it's. And then I put up another, like a John Wayne movie that I never even seen. And I saw someone else posted, and it was public domain, whatever. Also got like 36,000 views. And it's like hit or miss, because then I was like, I'll put up The Devil Bat, I'll put up, you know, Disorder in the Court, Malice in the Palace, whatever. And the one that got 1,000 views was maybe The Ape Man got about it. Maybe, no, I think The Ape Man actually got 10,000 views. And then I and then the strange thing is which ones get copyright dings. So I put up, which I knew the film to be in public domain was Frank Sinatra, The House I Live In, a short film. You ever seen that? Where he sings, he's like, what is America to me? And
I like your hat.
thank you. I was doing a Mr. Lobo show, so.
This looks like a good picture, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I got dressed for Mr. Lobo's show for the, and then and that one got a copyright, but it wasn't a strike. It was just a copyright notice that I could not monetize that particular movie because not even the song, but it was like the theme music in the beginning. Someone in France copyrighted. The one else I tried was Steamboat Willie because everyone was like, now it's in the public domain, and everybody posted it, and it didn't get blocked, but it got a copyright thing that I could not monetize it, even though it's supposed to be in the public domain already. And then at the same time I tried The Circus, Charlie Chaplin's The Circus, and that got taken down. Someone in France claimed a copyright on it, and I couldn't even upload it. I didn't get a strike on it, because then sometimes you get strikes, you could get 3 strikes, you're out. I had strikes for talking about political stuff, so I stopped, because I figured if I talk political stuff, maybe I'll get more views, and it just got me strikes because they didn't like something I said about the election or something, and they said if you get 3 strikes, and they would pick up stuff from a year or 2 earlier and give me a strike. They said if you get 3 strikes within 3 months, we'll take your whole channel down, which I have 5,000 videos I posted for. I used to post before it was YouTube and it was Google Video. And when I was in college, I used to go to different events and just post raw footage of that. And I was scared I'm going to lose all of my videos, thousands of videos. Well, finally, I don't have any political strikes, I don't have any copyright strikes, and now all we have is the reused content strike. That's for another month. I'm 2 months into that, but I'm keeping my numbers up. Yeah, no, well, so the first strike was not supposed to drop off, but then they said if you take a re-education class, something, you watch this video, we'll take it off if you keep clean for another month after you watch this video or something. I was like, all right, fine. So now I'm clean. I don't have any, and all I have is this reused content, which is not, it's only against the monetization, but not against the channel. And I haven't had any channel strikes in a while, but it's just, and it's funny because I do my sermons. That's the thing. You're supposed to have one subject for your, but and a lot of people have multiple channels. I only have the one channel. So I do my sermons or my teaching, from books, religious teaching. I'll get 3 or 4 or 5 views, 10 views. I'll post our senior rabbi in my synagogue, who's 97 years old, and he still preaches almost every day, and he'll get a couple hundred views. And then I used to do the podcast. Thom was on the podcast a few times, but we stopped doing the podcast. October will be a year we haven't done it, so we haven't done it in 9-10 months. Maybe we did 1 or 2 after that, but we just stopped. I think we did 1 in December maybe. But then, so I would just put the podcast with the audio and then put a picture, and those were fun, the podcasts, and then, but it is what it is. But then I started uploading public domain movies, which Flying Serpent got 38,000 views. And everyone was like, I love George Zucco.
Yeah. It's fun because if you don't run into people.
Yeah. Who else knows who George Zucco is? And I was like,
you go onto one of those and suddenly
how you doing, Terry?
How many people, they're all there.
Yeah, I was like, if you love George Zucco, come to Monster Bash, but don't look into his criminal record. Did you ever hear what, I think was Tom Weaver said something about he got caught a Pee Wee Herman thing, but it wasn't a normal movie theater. It wasn't even a...
I knew something happened.
Yeah. That's what I think Tom Weaver said that once. I was like, that ruined George Zucco for me. I was like, because I love George Zucco. He's such a great, what was the other movie? Scared to Death? Yeah. That I remember, because when I was a kid, I would go to the toy store, instead of buying toys, I'd buy the VHS tapes. and I got scared to death. And they were like $5 for VHS tapes of public domain movies. Dick Tracy Meets Gruesome was one, and I still have those tapes at home, you know. And it's just like, it's, you know, who makes good videos is James Rolfe. You ever watch him, Cinemassacre? So he had one episode where he was just going through all the public domain VHS art of Godzilla versus Megalon. And it was like, for me, I was like, nobody else would appreciate this, but like, people go to Monster Bash. Like, I was like, this is really my thing was the, and then the other one was, he went to Bronson Cave. And he talked about every different movie that was filmed at Bronson Cave, and he compared that. He's like, imagine they all exist in one cinematic universe, and he's a talented guy. And then there was a guy who was here yesterday, Dan Monroe, and my Solomon loves his channel, and I was like, oh, we watch your YouTube channel, and he's like, I only started like 6 months ago, and people are coming up to me, they recognize me. He said this was the first convention he ever went to. He does, it's like movies, monsters, and robots, or something like music, monsters, and movies, something like that. So like he'll do a little 10-20-minute documentary about a certain movie prop and what happened to it in the history of it. So he did Robbie the Robot, he did Tobor, he did a lot of the stuff from Forbidden Planet, he did Guanji recently, and then he told me he's doing the Blob, and he's like, you know, the Blob is still around? I was like, I saw it here. I was like, we knew Wes Shank, we knew Chris Yeworth. He's like, these are our friends, you know. He's like, so it's like, oh, you told me Judy passed away.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Yeah. So what's going on? So, Chris was a good friend. I miss him. He was he would go out of his way just to be nice to us, and so we were at Blobfest last Sunday.
Okay.
And I was like, Chris isn't here anymore. It's not the same, you know. It's like,
We were going. Chris was there, and Wes was there. And
yeah. Chris told me one time he stayed Sunday just because he knew I was going to be there.
Oh, wow.
I was like, seriously? I was like, that's so nice. I mean, he lived in the area, but still, it's like, we were there Sunday, a week ago. So I asked Solomon, my 11-year-old son, I was like, you have two choices. We could go an hour away, Rosendale, New York. They're showing The Day the Earth Stood Still. He said he'd never seen it, which I was surprised he'd never seen it. We could see that on the big screen, or we could go to Blobfest, which is a 3-hour drive, and they were showing Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D. And he's obsessed with 3D. He wants to write a book about the history of 3D and everything. So he's like, we're going to Blobfest. I was coming from work. My wife came in a different car. I came straight from work. And we get there, and we knew before that they were showing Son of the Blob. I was like, I don't want to see Son of the Blob. But they were like, oh, but Joel Hodgson is riffing it. It's like, Joel Hodgson is here? I didn't know he was going to be here. The year before he was there, and they were charging like $300 just to be in the same room with him. Or you could watch it in the other room, simulcast, and I was like, what kind of nonsense is that? They didn't say anything, I didn't see anything on their website that Joel was going to be there. And we got there, and they said, so then after the show, you could get his autograph, and so I had met him. That's why I came here the first time. Because I asked Millie and I went to Cinematic Titanic, the last Cinematic Titanic show ever, and that was in Philly. And we got the autographs of Joel and Trace Beaulieu and Frank and Josh Weinstein and Mary Jo Peele. We got all their order. We had 2 copies of the Amazing Colossal Episode Guide, and and they all signed both copies. So that was cool. And then I said to Millie, that was New Year's Eve. So then this was in June. I was looking at Twitter, and I saw something about Joel posted that he was going to be here, and I said to Millie, I was like, you know, we could get in the car Saturday night because we don't drive on the Sabbath, right? We could get in the car Saturday night, 6 hours, we get to Pittsburgh in the morning. Joel Hodgson is at this convention. It sounds interesting. I was kind of like halfway joking. She's like, yeah, we're going. All right. So then we start reading about this. Like, Rico Browning is going to be there, and Jay North is going to be there, and they're going to show movies, and the Costello routine. I was like, this place sounds cool. And then we got here, and we're like, we're hooked. We walk in, and Joel was there, and he did magic tricks for my kids, and he was like, and it was just like, it was just amazing. And then like, and after that, we went to Chiller, and we saw Joel and Zachary, and I took a video of them together, and I was like, this place is not the same as this. Chiller. I appreciate the people we got to meet at Chiller, but I don't like being there.
Yeah, I don't either. No, I agree.
It's too claustrophobic. I haven't been there. I don't remember last time we went to Chiller. The one person I wanted to see at Chiller that I was never able to see was Weird Al Yankovic.
Okay.
I'd seen him in concert twice,
When
but
it started, it was much more like Chiller Theater.
right.
It was very much centered around the stuff we all love.
Right.
And they had a great section for models.
And they still have all that stuff.
Then
Yeah.
it just started expanding
Yeah.
beyond that, and it's not quite the same.
Well, I like all that stuff. What I just don't like is the crowds and how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Really expensive. It's even just to walk in. I think it's like got up to like $60 or $70 just to walk in, something like that. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't know, but I was like, I was. We always look at who's going to be there, and like if there's someone we really want to see, we'll go. We want to see Pete and Pete. You remember the Adventures of Pete and Pete on Nickelodeon? They were there, and they were really nice. The one I really appreciated, who didn't charge a lot of money, was Haruo Nakajima.
Oh yeah. We met him there too.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome. It was like $10 for
What
a.
did he do?
He was Godzilla, the original Godzilla in the costume. Yeah.
My buddy and his brother has met them.
Yeah. I know you're a big Godzilla guy, Benny. Yeah.
Your son is too.
Yeah.
I saw his shirt he had.
Yeah. So
I've always been I like him.
we met Henry Winkler there. That was kind of expensive, and I like gave it to my dad, like the autograph, and you know what I asked Henry Winkler though, which floored him. I was like, "Were you the producer of Sightings, or was that a different Henry Winkler?" You remember Sightings on Fox in the 90s with Bigfoot and UFOs? He's like, yeah, that was me. He's like, you're the first person to ever ask me about sightings. Everyone wants to know about. Everybody wants to know about Happy Days. Nobody ever asked about sightings. I was like, I wasn't sure because there's a producer named Christopher Lloyd. It was not the same Christopher Lloyd. So I was like, maybe there's a different Henry Winkler. I was like, maybe.
You gotta ask, gets a lot about Happy Days.
Yeah, sure. My dad had a dog named Fonzie, so like that. My dad was a big Happy Days fan, so that was. Although he's like, don't get me anything, he was like, next. We went to another show. He's like, please don't bring back anything for me, because I got him from here. I got him Larry Storch. He was cool. I was. He spoke to us in Yiddish.
Did he?
Yeah, and he got a kick out of my kids being able to speak Yiddish, and he was amazing. He was
Henry Winkler, how old is he now? 70 something?
something like that. Yeah, might be in his 80s already. Henry Winkler. Yeah.
I know he's over here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good show.
Old Ron Howard's still going.
Yeah.
You don't have much hair anymore.
Yeah. I watched I only made it through half of the movie that he made about J.D. Vance. Did you watch? Well, J.D. Vance wrote a book about his childhood called Hillbilly Elegy.
Yeah.
So then when he became the vice president candidate, I was like, I heard about the movie. I knew about it. I was like, I want to watch the movie. Like I said, it's really sad, but it was very well made. I made it through halfway through, and it's like, he's at Harvard Law School. His mom is in the hospital, overdosed, and he's like got to decide between, is he going to go to an interview for an internship or go home to Ohio to take care of his mom, and then he has all these flashbacks about how difficult it was growing up with her addiction and everything. It was really sad, but it was also really.
He's pretty young.
He's younger than me. He's a couple of months younger than me, and I was like, I feel old now that the next vice president is going to be younger than me, and then 4 years from now he could be the president, and he grew from
Yeah, because Trump can't stay if he did. If
Right.
he wins, he can't stay before you.
right. But it's like this guy. That's the real American dream, that he went from really, single mom, and mom was addicted to drugs, and he went through everything, and he was a Marine, and then he went to college, and he went to law school and Harvard, and he became a senator, and he wrote a best-selling book, and he's a real everyman, That's because at first I was like, is that the best choice to pick? I don't know, like politically speaking, but I was like, he could really relate to anybody.
A lot of people, that's right, exactly.
He could relate to, like, I think of like King David like that, because like he was the little shepherd boy, and then he was the king, and he was everything in between. And I was like, and that's why like the Psalms resonate with like every human being in a way, because like he's an everyman. I was like, he's something like that he's, and
To be honest with you, I hope he does get that.
Yeah, me too. I'm tired of paying all this money for gas and food and everything else.
You don't have to worry about Arkansas.
Yeah.
Beat Biden in Arkansas the last time.
Yeah.
80 to 20 or
Yeah.
bad.
So now I'm eager to see what happens.
Yeah.
All the news that pushes on.
On Biden to quit. If he quits the race, he's got to quit the presidency too. And then he could give to Kamala. She can say she was the first woman president. Like, give her a couple months, because
She should have laughed her way up.
Yeah.
All the way to, and I've never seen a person laugh as much.
Yeah. I don't like to get too much into politics, but I remember when they were running for vice president, and they had the debate on the radio, and one of my daughters heard, it's like, is that a 5-year-old? It's like, how she, was talking to the yellow school bus, and
Oh yeah, I remember the that's fun. That's
there's
good.
so many better people to pick, and it's just like, Josh Shapiro would be a great pick for the Democrats, even though I don't like him much, but I was like, he gets things done, knows how to work across the aisle, he's pretty moderate. They're never going to pick him, He's, like, unless they wake up and realize they need to go, they can't be so extreme, they need to find the middle. And that's really the thing about Trump, he's not an extremist. They paint him as this crazy extremist, but he's the opposite. He's really moderate.
They never mentioned now, of course, this is the Democrat.
Yeah.
He was.
Oh yeah. He supported. He was friends with the Clintons. That was why I didn't want to vote for him in 2016. Like in the primary, I voted for Cruz. But then in the general, I was like, fine. I didn't like Trump. I'll vote for him. But then when the job he did, I was like, he's doing okay. I always say he made me more liberal because he's on social issues he's pretty liberal. Yeah. Yeah, well, especially after he lost the House, and he had Newt Gingrich as the Speaker of the House.
They got a movie coming out. Dennis Quaid is playing.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Hey, look at it. I've seen previews. I bet I see them tonight.
Yeah, I saw the preview.
We're going tonight down here to Cranberry and going to
Yeah.
So now you're like, okay, but this is the kind of gun that was used to almost kill the Republicans.
Yeah, he was smart.
We're not getting this.
Yeah. And that was the thing, Josh Shapiro, after this firefighter got killed, and what he said, he was like, he was a supporter of the previous president, and he wanted to be with the community, and he was a hero, and he was the best of what Pennsylvania had thought. I was like, he's a smooth operator, Shapiro, because I was upset at certain things, so I was like, he might just be being a politician, but at least he has, nobody else is that polite to the other side. I was like, he could be okay, but at this point they would never nominate him.
Bill, one time when he was governor, of course, he was governor for Arkansas,
right,
and he raised the prices of your car tax.
Oh,
he
yeah.
got beat by some guy named Frank White or something that didn't nobody know him. He beat him. But he got right back in.
Yeah. See, Bill, I never minded so much as Hillary, who was more the, You know, and I don't.
Hillary would take it now if they
Yeah.
offered it to her.
Well, she wants it, but she's not going to get it. She's not going to.
He's getting on up there too.
I thought it would have worked maybe if they ran Hillary before she was, because she's Secretary of State, did a
Yeah.
very good job.
Yeah.
They paid her a lot. But that they run her and had Obama jump in and then see get her signatures and then run Obama.
Yeah.
And such,
Yeah.
fan base.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was an issue, but they threw her on there.
Yeah.
Made her Secretary of State, he took a toll on her.
Yeah.
And then they tried to run. I'm like, well, this is so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I remember this was before Obama came into office. You ever watch Ancient Aliens on the History Channel? Do you know the rabbi on there? One time I met him. He lives down in Tennessee, but he came up to Brooklyn, and I was living in Virginia. I drove up just to hear a lecture from him, and he was talking about some weird stuff. Because like he's a weird guy. He was into Ancient Aliens and stuff. And he said, we all know Mr. Obama's not going to be the president. Like he was sure Hillary was going to get it, and then he was like. And well, he was wrong, but and now he says for sure after Trump was shot, he's like we're sure now that Trump's going to be the president. I hope he's right. I hope he's not wrong again like he was. But he had a crazy story on one. He went to the Skinwalker Ranch, and this was on TV. This was on the History Channel, and they asked him, could you conjure up a UFO? He said, yeah. And he started praying, something, and a UFO came out. They were like, wait, we don't have the cameras up yet. Can you do it again for the cameras? Like, fine. All right. And he got it. And then he said he did some mental telepathy thing, and he was talking to the Native American land spirit of that area, and the spirit said, I want to talk to that professor over there. And he was like, yeah, can you arrange that for me? And then the professor is like, yeah, this really happened. It was like, when one person says, all right, maybe he's just making up, and then two people say, all right, a little bit more, you know, it was and then so like, I saw the show, and he said, you know, he's like, and the rabbi, he's doing his ceremony. He's like, I was just saying my regular evening prayers. I wasn't doing anything special. I wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary. I was just doing regular liturgy from the Bible and stuff. And it was like, he's a character. He went to the conventions that Ancient Aliens did. But he's a monster kid, this Rabbi Bart Sadok, and because like he talks, you know, he does like live streams on YouTube and stuff. And he talks about, you know, Earth versus the flying saucers and stuff. And he's like, I was like, I always tell him, I was like, because I talked to him on the phone here and I was like, you should come to Monster Bash sometime. He was like, he was living in Allentown for a while, and I was like, when he was living in Allentown, I was like, come over either to Bob Fest or Monster Bash. You're gonna enjoy it just as a, you know. But
some people here from Alaska that time.
yeah. Well, there's one fellow here from Idaho Falls. That's where my wife grew up. And I talked to him a little bit. He's like, no, he's not. He didn't. He's lived there the last 6 years, but he's from like Seattle or somewhere else. But it's just like.
Yeah, my friend Andy is here. He comes in from Oregon.
I saw a Colorado license plate out there.
Well, Monster Kid Radio. He's from out there, right? Or either Washington or Oregon. One or the other. I get those two confused always. So. He hasn't been here in a while, though. He used to set up with the...
Yeah, he used to.
He's cool. I remember he asked me what my favorite Harryhausen movie was, and I was like, I didn't blink with 20 Million Miles to Earth. I was like, that's the...
Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
You know, even though probably Seven Voyages of Sinbad had more groundbreaking. Everyone always says Jason the Argonauts, but I think Seven Voyages of Sinbad has more action and stuff, you know, because like I understand why Jason the Argonauts, because he had all the skeletons. That was really hard to do, you know. Although I'm more impressed by his Gwanji with the lassos, how he did that seamlessly. That you didn't see the seam from where, because I you know, they said how they did it, that they lassoed a truck. They had like a pole on the truck and they lassoed that, and then that they seamlessly, which was the same effect he did in Mighty Joe Young. but to do it in color and everything, and not to have any seams or anything, because you can't see where it ends. It looks perfect. The lasso of Guanji. It's just. All right, I gotta get going. I got a wedding in Wilkes-Barre, so I'm not doing the wedding though. The guy actually wanted me to sign the marriage license, and I said, I'll get back. He's a friend of mine, and there was some reason I couldn't do it, and I was like, I can do it after a certain time or whatever. We probably got that done already. So at least I'm dressed for the wedding already. I'm going to be here this fall, God willing. And we're planning to come back to Ohio in 3 weeks. So for the dinosaur show,
It's a jump from monster movies from last night. I don't know why it came up. Somebody mentioned Al Jolson.
Yeah.
My wife knew I was going to be there for at least an hour because I got all fired up from a big Jolson fan.
Oh, yeah.
And it was great. This guy, I was just so excited because he's like the forgotten piece. When you look at ads, what an amazing, complicated, so many things that he brought to.
Yeah. And the thing is, people now think he's some kind of racist. He did more to help African Americans. He was fighting racism. That was just the craft of what they did, but it wasn't considered racist back then. It was just like, and he was the superstar. You know. Did you see 2 years ago on The Simpsons? Do you watch The Simpsons?
Recently.
So there was a recent episode where Mr. Burns, I don't remember what it was, like they put he was operating a robot that was like a real android that no one, and the robot was hanging out with all the guys, and they went to karaoke bar, and he picked like some obscure Al Jolson song, like The Spaniard Who Stole My Wife or something, and Mr. Burns is singing that in the karaoke, and I was like, this is hilarious. Or on Rugrats, they also made references to Al Jolson. You ever watch Rugrats?
Yeah.
There was the one episode where they were with the Jewish grandparents, and Angelica didn't want to be there, and then she's like, "Oh, we listened to some great Jolson."
Did you remember Jackie Wilson's album?
No.
Jackie Wilson has an entire tribute album now.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he speaks in Yiddish on that or not.
Yeah.
Since I've heard it, but it's still wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful album. But yeah.
That was fascinating. I mean, that was the first talkie feature, was the jazz singer. Such a Jewish show with Yom Kippur being so when they sang Kol Nidre, and it was.
And his whole push really behind the USO.
Yeah.
The Korean War came, they were trying to recruit celebrities over there at the time. So he went on his own to die.
Oh yeah.
He said, yeah, that's how one of the guys going to get sick over there.
Oh really?
Wow. He wanted to go and invade the troops. Such an amazing guy. It's a couple different biographies, but I think if they actually just delved into it, like this big.
Yeah.
He's such a powerhouse.
Yeah. Oh, he was. All I really remember seeing was the jazz singer. I don't think I've seen any of his. Yeah. Oh.
And he thought he was done. But then he develops this voice. There's a second wave where he's got this deep, wonderful, warm voice that comes out.
That's like, my wife toured with Julie Andrews, and she had a similar thing, that she had some kind of an operation. She thought she would not even be able to talk anymore, and she's still singing, and she's still, because she did like a show on Netflix for kids, like, and it's funny how that works sometimes at these operations. Yeah. Maybe, or at least until a couple of years ago. I don't know.
It's kind of funny because they usually do like Mammy or something as a parody, but then the voice that you often hear is that later deeper Jolson voice. It's like, wow, isn't that great? Yeah. Fascinating stuff.
All right, I better get going. We'll see you, God willing, in November.